Hello, Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network listeners. I am Jeff Hawkins, co-host of Shake Them Ropes, with a very special announcement. If it's been a while or you've never listened to us before, the original gang is back. Myself and Rob McCarran, back talking wrestling. We have no idea where this show's going to go, where we're going to keep any of the old bits or any of the old things in there. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a journey, and we'd like for you to come along with us. Only on Shake Them Ropes on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wrestling Omakase. It's episode number 289, and this week, everybody, it's Arametha. Hi, Arametha.
Hey, John. How you doing?
I feel like the second week in a row I'm going to say I've been better.
Fair enough.
As I was telling you about off the air, I had a very annoying work day that I will not be discussing on the air, but it was just very annoying. It was very, very annoying. But
fair enough. Yeah.
Do? We all have to earn that paper, as the kids say. The kids probably don't say that.
It's the kids saying, you think. Okay. Yeah.
The cheddar. I don't know. What's the current word for
keep
money?
digging a hole. Yeah, keep going.
Oh, Okane.
It's not getting better, I can tell you that.
Well, you're barely that much younger than me, I think. How do you know what the kids say?
I'm not pretending to know, but sometimes you just have a sense of these things.
Earn that paper, earn that cheddar. The dalu, as they say in Japanese, a dalu.
This is the most Joe Lanza-coded segment we have ever done on this pod together.
It's like, if I want to go to Japan twice a year like a fucking psychopath and go to Vegas in 2 weeks and all this shit I'm doing, I'm going to have to put up with shitty work days, I guess. It's like, it's a thing that's going to happen.
No,
today was sure a fucking shitty one, that is for sure. But hey, another better news though, baseball's back.
Baseball is back. Hell yes.
The Jays had an awesome opening weekend where they swept the Athletics. It was awesome. And then they came out yesterday against the worst team in MLB last year, the Colorado Rockies, with our second new pitcher debuting, the one who tore up the Korean League. And I was like, well, the first new pitcher debuted, we signed from San Diego, Dylan Cease. He had 11 strikeouts. He set a new franchise record for most strikeouts in a debut. Went awesome.
But that's Dylan Cease. He's a known commodity.
But then Dylan Cease comes in, or not Dylan Cease, Cody Ponce comes in, and he fucking gets hurt in the third inning. So that was wonderful. Has a hyperextended knee and is probably going to miss most, if not all, the season, or a torn ACL or something. I forget that. Not torn, like pull. I don't know. It was something. It sounded bad, but not like career-ending, basically. But yeah, he's out for probably the whole. They're like, we hope he might be able to pitch later this year. I'm like, okay, it sounds real promising. But
you're not telling the audience the most important part of what happened that day, though.
What? That after the Ponce went down, the bullpen gave up 14 runs to the Rockies.
There you go.
Yeah. But the Yankees lost 2, so we're both 3-1. Actually, it was funny. 5 teams.
Way too early to be looking at the standings.
Well, it's not even just looking at the standing. It's not just looking at the standings. It's just that there were 5 teams who came out of the opening weekend 3-0, and all 5 of them lost yesterday, which is kind of funny. It's like
yes, that is very funny. I appreciate that. As a team that started with 2 losses. We really appreciated that.
Yeah, the Marlins had started by sweeping the Rockies, and they lost to the Chicago White Sox. The Jays started by sweeping the A's, and they lost to the Rockies. The Yankees started by sweeping the Giants, and they lost to the Mariners. The Dodgers started by sweeping the Diamondbacks, and they lost to someone. I don't remember who. Who the fuck did they lose to last night? Oh, the Cleveland Guardians. And then the Brewers started by sweeping someone. Who gives a shit? It's the Brewers. I think the White Sox. The Brewers swept the White Sox, and they lost to somebody yesterday. I don't remember who. But they're the Brewers. I mean, who gives a shit? I'll find out just for posterity.
Yeah,
they lost to
Tampa.
People
give a shit. They're actually kind of like my 3rd or 4th favorite team because they're consistently good. I don't know how they do it, but they consistently do it.
But your team is the Royals, right?
It is the Royals. Yep.
So are you 1-2, 2-2?
2-2.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it turns out one of the other Johns is a Braves fan. Did I catch that?
Yeah,
right?
John Bivens is Atlanta Braves.
Wrestler John. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a little Omakase guest derby to open the season.
Oh yeah, they beat you 2 out of 3. That's right.
2 out of 3, yeah. And the second one was especially painful because the Royals led for most of it, and then our closer comes out and absolutely drops a turd. Apparently, he got injured during the outing and was walking around in a boot afterwards. But just looking at the pitch data in StatCast is brutal because that man was nowhere near the strike zone for most of it. You didn't need ABS to see that. And absolutely blew the save. So, and on top of that, what has really been like, you know how like there's a thing about your team that is an obvious weakness, and it just never seems to go away, and it almost becomes like seeing it fixed just becomes more important in a way than actually winning games. You know?
Yeah, the bullpen for the Blue Jays.
The bullpen for the Blue Jays. For the Royals, it's the bats. The bats just go quiet. And we had, I keep saying we, but whatever. The Royals had attempted to fix this because they have, by batting average, the worst outfield in baseball. So that was a pretty obvious place of improvement, right? And it's not that hard to find like even league average hitters in the outfield. They found, I think, several possible good solutions. I think the big one was a trade with the Brewers for Collins. That's a multi-year deal for a young-ish talent. And we only had to trade like a pretty good closer for him. So the Royals otherwise have a wealth of pitching talent that have just suddenly cropped up over the past few years and have been the reason that they've been competitive at all. So the games have been low scoring and frustrating, but in a way, it was good to watch them like somewhat definitively win yesterday, 4-2, I think. So
who are they playing?
They were playing why is it slipping my mind? It's the Twins. It's the Twins.
Oh, okay. Well, the Twins are supposed to be really bad.
The Twins are not just bad; they're also like thoroughly demoralized, which in a way is worse. Because there's parts of that team that are really good. They have a great starting pitcher. They have Byron Buxton, a generational talent. And they're almost like the Angels in that the team should be better than this. They at least have the players to be better.
Well, the Angels is so fucking funny because I was looking at the MLB like the by payroll. So the European listeners, I feel like this always blows their minds. Actually, no, not the Europeans would blow their minds because they have Premier. What am I talking about? It's like American fans of any other sport that would blow their minds because Europeans have like Premier League with the same shit. We have teams who spend tons of money and teams who spend nothing. So baseball is like the most soccer-like sport, I guess, like European soccer-like sport where you don't have a salary cap because all the other American sports are salary capped. And baseball probably will be soon too if the owners get their way at the end of the season. But
it's such a red line for the players. I don't think it's happening. In other news, we're probably also not getting a season next year because of that.
Which is going to be hilarious considering baseball has like the most momentum it's had in America in like
It is.
2 decades.
Did you see that poll that is now the second most popular sport in America? It's been. I think that's the first time that has happened in my lifetime.
Well, it feels way more exciting than hockey for me right now, personally. I mean, part of that's because both my hockey teams are bad. Because I didn't even realize how much I missed having it back until I had it back this past week, and I was like, oh my god, it's so great to have baseball back. But it's because I haven't had any sports to watch. Because the Rangers are like one of the worst teams in hockey. The Kings suck and are barely going to make the playoffs if they make it at all. And which I hope they don't, because they're just going to get killed in the first round if they do. And I haven't been watching hockey for months. And Chelsea, my European soccer team, is like fucking, circling the drain. I don't really like any other sports, I don't really like basketball that much. It's okay, but it's not really my thing. And I fucking hate American football. So I just haven't been watching any sports for months and months and months now, basically. And it's just been great to actually have baseball back. It's one of these sports that I feel like I appreciate more the older I get. But, I feel like that happens to a lot of people.
There might be an element of, as millennials get older, we become increasingly boomer-coded in our taste in sports.
But yeah, I mean, I've always liked it, but it's just like, now it's just like all I want to watch, I feel like. I have it on the background right now, we're recording. Max Scherzer's got a 1-2-3 inning.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a very... the point I was trying to make about the Angels. So I was looking at this, the list of teams, spending. So there's, the payrolls. I don't know why I'm having such trouble saying this. So the list of teams by payroll, like listing of, all the different teams. And obviously it's a very uneven sport. You have like teams that spend nothing and teams that spend a lot. But you see the fucking LA Angels, they're like 15th out of 30. They spend I think $11 million less than the Boston Red Sox. And it's like, what the fuck are they spending this money on? It's because $40 million of the 190 is on a player who doesn't play for them anymore. It's on Anthony Rendon. So
I forgot about that.
They're still paying him $40 million a year. So
because he was DFA'd, right?
Yeah. So they're paying this man $40 million to do nothing. And then they're paying Mike Trout another 37 to not be worth that money anymore and barely be able to stay on the field. Is he playing?
He's had a blistering start.
Oh, yeah?
Was just short of player of the week on opening weekend for the AL.
Because last year
he had I think it was 3 home runs over the weekend.
Yeah.
Crazy
I see
like that.
Well, last year he batted 232.
No, really rough year last year, and I think a lot of people had written him off. There's a part of me that wants to see Mike Trout be one of the best players in baseball again, even though he's getting up there in years. So
yeah, he's still a 797 OPS, I guess, but he only played in 130 games. Okay, it was more. The year before was the year he didn't play any games. The year 2024, he only played.
That was the injury year.
Yeah, 29 games, and then 23 only appeared to 82. Yeah, wow, he's a lot of injury short years. Wow, 2022, 119, 21, 36.
It was a really rough stretch there. But he's also back in center field. That's the other important thing. Yeah. Which was a key part of why he had record-setting WAR per season in the 2010s. So
yeah. So I guess we'll see. I mean, if he can provide something. But the point is, if he wasn't providing, close to Mike Trout value still, that's $77 million tied up in, not very good assets. So that explains how the Angels spend so much money and just get absolutely nothing, basically. But yeah, it's crazy because I don't know. You would think they'd be 25th or something, given how bad they're supposed to be. But
and the AL West, I think, is increasingly becoming a competitive division with the Astros clearly not at the level that they've been at during their dynasty. Right, this might be the last year they compete in the playoffs. Before years of not being able to draft high really catch up with them.
Yeah, they didn't make it last year.
Oh, right, they didn't. It was close, though. I remember they were still in the playoff chase, at least. So
yeah, I think they were in the chase, but I don't. Yeah, the Mariners passed them at some point, and I feel like they just kind of had it at the end. I don't remember if it came. I don't think it came down the last day or anything. I could be misremembering. But yeah, it's the Mariners are considered the class of the division. Because their pitching is so deep.
Yep.
And then we're kind of turning this into the baseball intelligentsia now. But yeah, the Mariners are the class of the division. The Astros are still competitive. And I mean, I guess the Angels could be
Yeah.
better than people expect if Trout is going to be back to old Trout, but obviously it's 4 games. You never know. The A's are supposed to have a really good young lineup. They just have no pitching.
Yep.
So,
they're an interesting team. I think they might be a fun team to watch too. I enjoy the novelty of watching Major League gameplay in minor league ballparks. That's just very funny.
The Rangers
and how they try to hide it sometimes, so just making the stands as dark as possible.
Yeah, the Japanese wrestling method. Now the Rangers are the opposite of the A's almost, where they have great pitching, but they have no lineup. So it's an interesting division. Interesting, a lot more interesting than the AL Central, where it's here's the fucking turtle race. I mean, sorry about the Royals.
Hey,
it's okay. Will the Royals actually try this year? Will anyone actually try besides the Tigers?
To their credit, they have tried consistently for years, even when they probably should have stepped back a bit and gotten less aggressive.
Well, they were in the playoffs, 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, yep.
Yeah.
They're under much better management now, much better coaching. I have a lot more confidence in that front office than I did when Dayton Moore was in charge of it. And
I'm just always jealous.
Players about the dangers of masturbation.
I'm just always jealous of the Jays. He's Hanare, huh?
He's the evangelical Christian version of Hanare, yes.
I'm always jealous as a Jays fan because of the Central, because the AL East, it's okay, the bad team in the AL East this year is the fucking Tampa Bay Rays, who are always never fucking bad, even when you think they're going to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Orioles were bad last year, which took off a little bit of pressure, but now they went out in the offseason and signed a bunch of people, so they're probably going to be good. And, the Yankees are the Yankees, and the Red Sox are, they look really good too. So, I don't know. Very annoying.
I think there's an element, though, of the grass is always greener on the other side. I'd like to imagine that if the Royals were in the AL East somehow, that we would have just been forced to have a longer tradition of investing a lot more money and resources into the player development. Instead of kind of getting to skate by like we do in the Central.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really think at this point that's their case. And nobody in the Central is really... Okay, not nobody. The Twins definitely are. But, and there's lots of valid questions about the White Sox. But Cleveland and Detroit are always consistent competitors.
Yeah.
So...
But you have 2 bad teams in your division. That's 2 more than we have.
This year, there's 2. So we'll see how it goes. The last time the Royals got into the playoffs, it's because that was the year the White Sox really caved in terms of their competition. And the Royals just beat them up all season and into the season something with a record of 17-2. It was ridiculous. So...
But we didn't even talk about the NL, which is NL West is the Dodgers than everybody else. NL Central, I guess, is Brewers versus
It's been a bad decade plus to be a Giants fan, and that almost makes me feel sorry for them if it wasn't for the fact that I have very sharp memories of 2014. So to my multiple friends who are Giants fans, I still tell them, shut up. Stop crying.
Stop crying. But
they had multiple World Series runs where they massively outperformed expectations to the point where it was just a joke. It was a superstition. Eat your vegetables this year.
Yeah.
Enjoy being second place every time you're competing for a free agent to the Dodgers.
Yeah. It is kind of fun. They really get mad about it, but it's funny.
And if there was a Giants listener, that we probably just lost them.
I don't really have anything against the Giants. So you're the one fucking hating on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I know a couple of Giants fans in my life that are kind of annoying. But anyway, not listeners, I don't think so. Unless they really surprise me.
Well, this is a great way to find out if they are.
Exactly.
Why don't you let that man sit on your podcast and slander the Giants like that?
Yeah. But yeah, there's baseball talk. It's great to have it back. That is for sure.
It's good to have
making me
baseball,
wish I could.
Naps are back, people.
Makes me wish the Jays were coming to town sooner than mid-May, but what are you going to do? Yeah, what else is going on? Dragon Dia leaving Dragon Gate today. That was kind of crazy.
So I've been completely unplugged from social media and the news. So can tell me in detail what has happened, because you told me a little bit and it sounds like a real catfight.
So Dia posted on Twitter this morning, basically to the effect of, "I'm leaving." Let me just get his actual words. Why am I trying to fucking recap them? Basically, he was like, he said he's leaving. He didn't say he's leaving going anywhere particular. He said rumors have spread in the absence. I'm gonna fucking find it because I just don't want to. Okay, where the fuck? I know I saw the actual translation. I'm stalling for time. The Dragon Gate statement is the really crazy part to me. Okay. He apologized for causing concern by suddenly stopping his participation in matches and updates on social media. Because people don't know the backstory here, he suddenly disappeared at the end of February, and it was a real disappearance because there were 2 Osaka shows for Dragon Gate on back-to-back days. Night 1 was February 28th. Night 2 was March 1st. He appeared on the February 28th one, did not appear on the March 1st one, which is very strange. And all of his merch suddenly got pulled from the tables too, and everything. There have been rumors going around that he's signing with New Japan. He seemed to say that's not true. He says, "I've been in ongoing discussions with the organization regarding my future. After considering both sides' perspectives, we have concluded it's best for us to go our separate ways. Therefore, with an eye toward my future and personal life, I've decided to leave the organization effective this month. Additionally, to take some time to recharge and prepare for the future, I will be temporarily suspending my activities starting April 1st. Moving forward, I will walk the path I believe in and strive to return to the ring as a more mature and improved athlete. I would be grateful for your continued support." And then he posted a follow-up pretty much like an hour later. "It seems that various speculations have circulated during the period I was unable to communicate, but I have not suffered any major injuries or physical or mental health problems. I have not been involved in or caused any trouble." I guess that part because there's a lot of Dragon Gate people who have, had like really major issues. I am not under contract.
Monkey on their back.
I am not under contract with any particular organization, and the decision was entirely my own. I apologize for causing you worry. So that part seems to deny that he's going to New Japan, at least right away, which would, unless he's just lying, or unless people, other people seem to say he's going to, like it was Dragon Gate J, obviously he's very well connected, said on Blue Sky today. It's in the statement that he's closing shop for a while. Don't expect him anywhere else anytime soon. So that would seem to take him out of the running for Best of Super Junior, because even though it doesn't start until May, we're going to know all the participants as of Sakura Genesis. They're releasing them 3 per day, with the final 2 coming this Saturday at Sakura Genesis. So presumably that would take him out of the running for that show. Let me see what else. So that was his statement. Then Dragon Gate put out a statement, the promotion, which was so fucking messy. Basically, it starts out, "To all our fans and stakeholders, we would like to express our sincere gratitude for your continued support of Dragon Gate's activities. Regarding the recent announcement of our wrestler, Dragon Dia, leaving the company via social media, we would like to offer our explanation. We apologize for the concern this has caused everyone and for the delay in providing this explanation. Dragon Dia had previously requested to leave the company. However, as this occurred during his exclusive contract period with our company, various adjustments and responses were necessary, and we intended to proceed after thorough discussions. We were not strongly demanding the fulfillment of all contractual obligations, and we believe that a face-to-face discussion would be the best course of action, which we conveyed to Dragon Dia. However, Dragon Dia notified us through his agent." A lot of people had the reaction, Dragon Dia has an agent? "That he would be leaving the company at the end of February 2026. Due to the fact that the discussions were conducted through an agent, we were unable to have a constructive and smooth discussion, and we had no choice but to proceed according to the contract. From our company's perspective, we simply could not accept his departure, leaving behind our fans and those involved. Furthermore, since discussions were conducted through his agent, we refrained from making an announcement ourselves." Then they go on to be like, "We did our utmost to hold the Nagano event on March 15th as a homecoming event for Dragon Dia, but unfortunately we were unable to do so. We deeply apologize to the fans who were looking forward to it." We believe further discussions through his agent are necessary, and therefore we ask for your understanding that we cannot provide detailed information at this time. Like, can this promotion ever be...
to know all this? What are you talking about?
Yeah, can't this promotion ever...
whining.
Whining, exactly. Whining and, like, bitching and moaning and, like, you know, he would only talk to us through his fucking agent. We wanted to talk to him face-to-face like men, but we had to deal with his fucking agent instead. Wah, wah, wah. And he couldn't show up in Nagano after his contract was over to fucking do a goddamn homecoming show. Like, can you guys ever just shut the fuck up? Like, somebody in the Super J-Cast Discord was, like, always with the drama with you, and I'm like, that's exactly how I feel, too. It's like, how does one promotion...
Yeah, because there's been other flare-ups in the past month or so that have made Dragon Gate look really unprofessional.
Not the past month, the past ever. I mean, this promotion just has a huge reputation. Yeah, there's a huge reputation for having really, really messy goodbyes. I mean, Kotoka, who used to be in the promotion, I feel like had the best fucking post about this on Twitter, where he was like, you know, this is auto-translate, obviously, but it's basically like a guy shooting a gun for the image, and it's like, quit fucking around trying to play the victims with every damn player, you know, wrestler, because that's what often auto-translates to, with every damn wrestler who leaves and dodge responsibility, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, yeah, tell us how you really feel, Kotoka. But it's like...
You don't need to, like, assign responsibility anywhere. You could just say, yeah, he's gone.
He left.
He left.
I mean, I get...
fans who wanted to see him at our shows, we apologize. End of statement. This is easy.
You don't have to do all this shit about, like, oh, we had to go through his agent. It wasn't fair. We'll go through his agent. Like, who gives a shit if he had an agent negotiate his exit with the company or not? This is a country where you can hire people to fucking quit your job at McDonald's for you. It's not exactly unheard of to involve somebody else in leaving a company. So for them to act like a wrestler hiring an agent to, the thing I just said, by the way, is true. I don't know if people know about it. Do you know about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They hire company. There's a whole fucking industry of hiring companies. You hire a person to quit your fucking job for you because people don't like doing that in person and don't like doing that. Either they have obviously a lot of bosses in Japan can be really abusive. It's a very terrible work culture in some cases, but also, like, I don't know, it's just a very indirect society is the best way I can think to put it. Like, a very indirect language for sure. And, people just don't like doing that sort of thing. They don't like telling their boss that they quit. So they just, they hire somebody else to do it for them. It's a whole fucking industry. I actually saw a, what's it called? Those like moving trucks with the ads in Tokyo that you see sometimes? Mm-hmm. Like I saw an ad for like one of the quit services because it weirdly had a bunch of language in English, and I was like, what? Is that one of those quitting services? It was like quit job.
How many like people who move over to teach English have to take advantage of that service?
Yeah. Ooh. That's a good point, actually. Maybe that's why they did it. But yeah, it's it's this. But yeah, the whole point I'm making here is it's not an unheard of thing that a person in Japan would have a difficult job situation and want someone to quit for them. So, the fact that a wrestler had an agent, like, you're going online to complain about that, it's just fucking crazy to me. But yeah, I don't know. It's just very like, it is very like always with the drama. Like, that's a great way to put it, because it's just like,
I don't think any other wrestling promotion, at least that I follow from Japan, is like this. Yeah. Like, they say practically nothing when someone leaves.
Yeah, it's like when like people leave New Japan, it's just like, yep, they're leaving. Wish them the best.
Yep, we get the black lion mark and just go, uh-oh.
Well, they retired it, but yeah.
That's right, they have, haven't they? Yeah. They finally figured out the reputation of that.
But yeah,
but even then, think of like Mirai leaving Marigold, where there was just like, okay, here's the announcement of when her last show with the company is going to be, and we wish her the best of luck in the future. And then
Rossi
had like
Rossi can sound a little bitchy sometimes, but
not. After they leave though, right? Yeah, that's when he gets like really salty when he's talking with his friend at Shoe Pro.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the other part of that example I was going to give is that when Mirai showed up at Michinoku Pro, like Rossi also showed up as like kind of a, hey, here's here's our wrestler. She would like to wrestle with you. Here's like a polite handoff between our two companies.
Yeah.
To, I guess, help set the fans' minds at ease.
I guess not every exit, in recent times has had this negative level for Dragon Gate. I mean, I don't remember there being much of a deal when Shingo or Eita left, It just kind of felt like, they're leaving. But for obviously when Sheba and the fucking Strong Hearts people left, it was a huge fucking blow up. There's just been a million other examples. When Aganisu left, very early on after Toriyama became Dragon Gate, that was a huge fucking controversy. I mean, there's just been so much drama. Milano, Magnum. It's a very dramatic place. The true dramatic dream team.
Yeah, the true dramatic dream team.
Like,
drama dream team, more like.
Yeah. It's like, guys, like, Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, that's the big story going around today on the wrestling Twitter is Dragon Dia. Now it's just Dia. Now, the thing I was going to say before that didn't get a chance to say, I get from their perspective that this one probably feels a little messier to them or a little worse because, they gave this guy the dragon lineage, he's the next dragon, and he decides to leave. But, like, shit fucking happens. Like, what do you want? Like, the man wants to go make some money, probably. Because you look at the crowd's Dragon Gate's drawing that these days, they can't be paying that well.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they can't... I've gotten... It's not like... This is not an Okada situation where he's already making fucking well into six figures and decided to go make even more money. This is a guy who wants to make some money at all, probably. It's just a very different situation. And, and part of it's also like just the system we're in now. I think I talked about this either last week or the week before. It's like as the American companies go after more and more of the high level Japanese men's wrestling, Noah's about to lose two more people. It sounds like they're about to lose Daga and Jack Morris because Jack Morris came off the roster page and Daga, I think he's been like tweeting stuff that makes it sound like he's going to leave soon. So presumably WWE is taking, sign a few more people. And like, yeah, like the more the bigger Japanese promotions lose people to America, obviously New Japan lost a shit ton of people at the start of this year to WWE and AEW, they're going to have to roll spots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I would tell some people who are AEW / Dragon Gate fans, don't celebrate so hard when AEW signs New Japan people because it comes down, this shit comes downhill. I mean, New Japan's going to fill those spots somehow.
That's true, but this also feels like the first year that New Japan specifically is doing that as a strategy. It feels like up until this point when they were replenishing talent, they were trying to do it from the younger talent already there.
Yeah, I mean, they've also signed some other people too, though. They signed Shingo, Taiji.
Shingo was years ago, but that was before AEW.
Yeah. I'm saying, I'm trying to think of who else. Well, I mean, no, but they were losing people to WWE at the time.
True.
But yeah, I don't know. The point is, like, I'm trying to think. Who else have they signed in recent years? I mean, this Kukai guy came from somewhere. I guess he came from like the.
But that's this year, right? And that's like a friend of Despy.
Yeah, Doki also was like a Despy friend who, who came from like the Indies. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like the more and more people that get signed, though, the more they're going to have these holes that they, more holes than they can fill via their own internal system, I guess.
Yep. And it feels like that is stretched so thin, and it takes so long for young lions to be trained to the level that they want them at. That even if, as Chris Charlton keeps saying, the dojo is packed full right now, that's still assets that are years and years away from maturing, so to speak, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they need people now. Especially in the junior division. When I started seeing some of the names that were cropping up for who were likely to start showing up in New Japan on the Super J-Cast Deli, it was mostly. I'm not going to name names. Yeah. I'm just plugging and saying you should give Joel some money to get a nice sandwich. But it's a lot of juniors. And it's one of those things where I think, in retrospect, part of why the Best of the Super Juniors last year was kind of a even Steven shit show was because they had to depend so heavily on outsiders. And they didn't have enough people who were invested in the company long-term and willing to take a loss now because they either knew it was time to pay it back to the next guy, or knew that, well, this is just where I am now, but as I stick around, I will eventually find glory, right? So, and I think in retrospect, we just didn't realize that at the time.
Oh, we have an ABS challenge. Let's see. This one looked outside to me. What do you think of the ABS challenges?
I think it's good. It's shocking to me, actually, how much it has resonated with the audience, though, because this has been standard practice in the minor leagues for years.
Yeah.
And, like, they had it down to a smooth system. I think it just plays different when it's the show, right?
Yeah.
And that adds that extra little bit of drama. And also, there are umps that people, like, have memories of in a relationship, in a fan relationship, right? Who they just still fucking hate and love to see get shown up. I saw so many posts about C.B. Buckner losing so many ABS calls and how satisfied people were with that.
It's so sad that Angel Hernandez retired before this came in. That would have been so fucking funny. Can you even imagine?
Yeah, so there's definitely like a feeling as well that this is some comeuppance for like years of resentments from fans for refs making bad calls. But yeah, I think it's also like good TV because you get the answers so quick.
Yeah, it is really, really quick. Yeah, I guess back
I think
to
the thing I just want to say that annoys me as a public service announcement, I see so many journalists and posters describe the strike zone system as AI driven. Buddy, it's not. We've had this well before we had like large language models as like a key part of any kind of like software engineering. It's mostly like software imaging and like some machine learning, yes, but we stopped calling that AI years ago for some reason.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't really know anything about the differences, honestly, between AI and that.
It's just one of the aggravating things about how AI now has crept into as a term for people to use anytime they see something they think is technologically impressive. They assume it must just come from AI.
Yeah. It's annoying. But yeah, I don't know anything about the Dragon Die. I can't really think of anything else.
I wanted to ask you, do you think the reason that he is disappearing like this is also because when he comes to New Japan, he will come under a mask?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. It could be Tiger Mask, right? That's
Could be the new Tiger Mask, yeah.
Man, you feel like it's going to be really obvious, though, but I don't know.
It would be, but I mean, we're all going to pretend, right?
I guess.
He's not the first Japanese talent who leaves for a while and then comes back under a mask, and we all just wink at each other and go, "Oh yeah, that new wink wink talent sure is a hot commodity over there." Like that guy in the mask in DDT.
Yeah.
Name names.
Sorry, yawn. Again, really long work day. I didn't mean to yawn like that. Yeah, El Cielo, I guess. You're talking about?
No, not El Cielo. That's Dragon Gate. I'm thinking of, what is it? Vigilante?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were talking
about the guy with like the white ninja / ghost mask who's feeding with Illusion a lot right now.
The fake Mexican, yeah.
Yes. Well, we don't know that. He's under a mask. Who knows who he is?
He could be anyone.
He could be anyone. He could have an egg-shaped head. We don't know.
That's true. But yeah, I think we're good with Dragon Die.
Do you... Because I think he really wore thin his welcome during the Best of the Super Juniors. So I feel like nobody's really excited at the idea of this.
Yeah, it's funny. Everybody's
nobody really covered themselves in glory during that Best of the Super Juniors either.
Yeah, it was a bad tournament. I mean...
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are you remotely excited for Dragon Dia?
As in New Japan?
In New Japan, if that's what happens, yeah. I just want novelty. I just want more fresh blood. And Dragon Dia is fresh blood, even though he's shown up quite a bit over the past couple of years. I'm
maybe that's
count him.
maybe that's it. Where he's been there so often he doesn't feel that fresh because he was in. I think he's in the last 2 Super Junior tag leagues too, and it's a huge portion of the year. So I don't know, not that excited. Anyway, why don't we go over to our first show topic for this week's episode, which is Tokyo Joshi's biggest show of the year. Tokyo Joshi Pro Grand Princess 26. This show was a big success for them. 3,089 fans. That would be their biggest number in the U.S. ever for sure. I think one of the Houston shows.
Jamie said it was also the largest ever for TJPW.
I thought one of the shows in Texas did better. Let me say.
Oh, could be. Maybe in Japan. Maybe the qualification is just this is their largest number ever in Japan.
Okay, I can look this up really quickly because it's very easy to like go to the Northeast region or North American region. So let me say. Last year, TJPW in Houston, not Houston. That's a small venue. Dallas was 2,540. Oh, maybe it's right. Actually, I could have sworn one of them was bigger. But maybe not. Dallas was 2,540 last year. I thought it was bigger. Austin this year was 1,951 and 1,561. Okay, so yeah, Jimmy's right then, because it was the Dallas one I thought was like over 3,000. But yeah, this is the biggest ever then, 3,089. For sure, way bigger than the last Sumo Hall shows. The previous Sumo Hall show was only 2,349, so up more like 750 fans. Before that, the one before that would have been COVID, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, really good number. I don't think what did Stardom do this year? It was like
Stardom for the Dream Queendom last year. Yeah. Wasn't that more like 3,500?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm checking.
So they're wait,
whoa. We're way off. 65, 63.
Jesus.
I forgot how high that was. Jesus. We both forgot.
That is so much closer to their Yokohama Arena record than I thought.
Yeah. 2024 was the one I was thinking of.
I didn't know you could fit that many people in that building and still have one person per box. Wow.
Yeah. The 2024 one was 4,023. That was the one I was thinking of where I'm like, okay, that was closer. Because that was their previous high. But yeah, this past year they blew it away. So, but again, this is still. Actually, a good comparison. What did Marigold claim for their last one? Marigold
at Sumo Hall.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was November. Marigold Sumo Hall 2025. Burning Desire. No, that's Korg. That's Korg, guys. Grand Destiny. There we go. Grand Destiny 2025. The attendance was they announced 3,450. So they claimed a little more than this. I'm very skeptical of a Rossi number, especially a big round Rossi number for where he's probably trying to save face for bringing in Io Sky. I would bet the actual number of people was very similar, if not more, for this one. Because I remember some of the images being not great. So, So yeah, I would bet they did almost the same, if not more, for the Tokyo Joshi. But again, people are going to call me the Marigold hater again, so I don't want no one to yell at me. But come on, 3,450.
I refuse to even talk about them this week. What are you doing, John?
They had a great main
event. They
even
had a pretty good show.
Yeah, I didn't watch the rest of the show. I just saw the main event. The main event was awesome.
Main event was really freaking good. Yeah,
a highly recommended match. Even though I wasn't planning to talk about the show or the match. The Mayu Iwatani versus Natsubi Shozuki double title match from Shinjuku Face. Awesome fucking match. 4.25 star match. Definitely worth watching.
Yep.
But yeah, the point is though, Tokyo Joshi.
Oh, and more importantly, the rest of the show kind of all right. Only like an hour and a half to watch if you skip the intermission. That's a beautiful thing. I love a short show.
So there you go. I can't say anything about the rest of the show. I didn't watch it. So. But yeah, the main event was awesome. But yeah, Tokyo. Point is, really good crowd for Tokyo Joshi. Did over 3,000 fans. probably at worst you would say comparable to what Marigold drew, and it's just their biggest crowd ever. So really happy for them.
And you were wondering how we were going to reach 4 hours and only talk about like 3 shows. But the answer is we end up talking about 4 somehow.
This show opened with Up Girls performing not 1 but 2 songs because this is such a special night, of course.
Hell yeah.
Was the one they performed first, Up Girls Bamaye? Is that a new song they debuted for this?
No, they've had that for a while. Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering because Bamaye makes me think of like Antonio Inoki or something. So it was like, I think I've
seen a lot of comparisons in the build for Miyu and Yuki Arai to classic New Japan and All Japan feuds. So maybe that was on purpose. Yeah. We had a Tiger Seeing Jeet parody come out later in the show. So it's just all kinds of callbacks to the Showa era. I'm really knocking you off your flow today, aren't I?
you kind of are, yeah.
Okay, I'll shut up a bit.
But no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just very I was trying to think of what the fuck Bamaye means, but I can't seem to find an actual translation of it. Bamaye meaning. Oh, that's what it means? It's from like an African language? What?
It was like a boxing thing, or maybe like a Muhammad Ali specifically thing.
I see. It comes from the Lingala language of the Congo, meaning kill him or beat him. The Up girls are chanting kill him? Okay. But it was famously
chanted in the cutest way possible. That's this promotion, baby.
It was famously chanted as Ali Bamaye by crowds during Muhammad Ali's 1974 Rumble in the Jungle fight against George Foreman, symbolizing African support and a cry for strength. I'm afraid to say the Up girls might be canceled here.
What, for saying Bamaye?
Is this not cultural appropriation?
I mean, it's been such a part of Japanese culture for so long. I don't know about that one. I know you are, but sometimes the correct response to make it funnier is to play the straight man.
But yes, Up Girls Bamaye. But also, okay, the real reason why Miyu Watanabe lost his title, I guess spoiler alert, is because she had to do 2 fucking songs at the start of this show, and what the fuck? Her opponent's an actual idol too, and she don't gotta do nothing. Yuki Arai had to come out here and do any songs.
Excuses. I'm pretty sure she's won big titles before after singing 2 songs.
That's not right. Not with this level of opponent though. With the Yuki Arai.
You're right. Yuki Arai is a new level of opponent.
the incredible Hulk that is Yuki Arai, the way she's been gaining mass. But yeah, it was so that was her opening.
Our swole idol queen.
Our swole idol queen. But yeah, it's just not fair at all. Also, this was apparently Uta Takami's birthday, we found out. So, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to her.
Yeah. Belated birthday now. But speaking of people who had it rough, she had to come out after doing 2 songs and wrestle a match right after. But she was wrestling a rookie, so it did not stop her. Uta Takami defeated Shion Kanzaki with the Koala Clutch in 5:43. Okay, opener. Shion still looks a tad tentative to me, I would say. Like she's very new, of course, still, but she's like one of these rookies that like doesn't quite jump off the page as like a natural or anything like that. So, it is kind of an issue. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like, I wouldn't say she's horrible or anything, but she doesn't jump off the page as like a natural. Just a little tentative. Still plenty of time for her to improve, but, just a feeling I get watching her matches.
Yeah, it's early days. I feel a little better about her than that. I think she... Obviously, rookies have very limited movesets to work with, and they're going to be working very short matches. But I think she looks comfortable in there. It also helps that she already has like a very strong look, which is basically, it's Rika Tatsumi Jr. But not... As far as we know, none of Rika Tatsumi's, shall we say, quirks.
But yeah, Uda did like a modified arm lock koala clutch. It was kind of cool. But
feels
it was
like a
interesting
step to like make a stronger version of that as a finisher. I like it.
And it was very interesting to see the tiny koala work on top of the match. I mean, she's like she was not the underdog in a match for once, which was interesting. But yeah, 2 3/4. It was okay.
It was okay. How do you feel about Uda? I think that's a much more interesting question.
Oh, Uda's fucking awesome.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I am very pro Uda. Why, you don't like Uda?
I'm fine. I'm lukewarm with her, I would say.
Oh.
I think the koala clutch is the thing I really like about her. The rest of it doesn't work for me because she's probably the first example I've seen of that girl is just too small. What is she doing here? She just physically can't convince me that she should be winning matches. Though the koala clutch is just so novel that I actually really like that, and that goes a long way to solving my initial problem with watching.
You turned into Joe Lanza with Riho.
I guess I did. Yeah.
I mean, I never.
But this woman is so much smaller than Riho too, right?
I don't. Is she like? She looks like tiny Joshi size to me. I don't think. Is she really that much tinier? I mean,
she looks. I don't know. She looks small, even on a very small roster. But more importantly, she also looks very skinny.
She's listed at 150. 150 centimeters, 4'11", which is like it should be the exact same height as like Natsupoi. But Natsupoi is
is much more muscular though.
Natsupoi's much more muscular. She's also I'm sorry to point. She's actually 152 centimeters, so she's 5'0". But somebody else is 4'11" in Stardom. I can't remember who the fuck it is.
By the way, these numbers are claimed like they're Marigold attendance numbers. I don't 100% believe them.
I don't know. I don't know if the women's wrestlers really exaggerate that as much. I don't know.
Maybe not the women's. I know for a fact the men's do.
The men's definitely do. The men's definitely do. The women, I don't think they overstate their height. I don't really get that vibe because like there's a lot of there's a couple in Stardom who might. There's always rumors that Lady C overstated her height, and like then they had to also have Hanako overstate her height so it wasn't obvious that she's taller than her. But like it's like, oh, we're at a fucking quagmire now with the tall women. But I don't think the regular sized women overstate their height. Like I don't know. Like how much shorter can they be in a lot of cases?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's like, yeah, I just I think I think Natsupoi probably has a shoot 5'0". I think Uda's probably a shoot 4'11". Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, the point is though, I don't know what the point was. Okay, I don't know.
So my point is not. I don't hate Uda. I enjoy her matches. She's just out of the recent rookie class, probably my least favorite. Probably the one I have the hardest time getting into her matches.
I would say she might be my favorite out of the recent rookie class.
Dang. Okay.
I love Uda. I mean, she's so smooth in the ring. She's so naturally charismatic. She's adorable.
She is adorable.
I don't know, like she's a great small Joshi babyface to me. Like she sells really well.
It is also funny that Mr. Hakusan has to introduce her every time as, by the way, this is a legal adult.
Yes.
She looks 14 at
she does. She does look very young. But yeah, she's I don't know, she's really, really good, I think. And she's if she was just tiny and not a good wrestler, it'd be one thing. It's not like I prefer tiny wrestlers or anything. But like she's, in fact, I'm probably more biased towards the taller Joshi wrestlers, but like she's really, really good. It's like she's really smooth in the ring, and she sells really well. And I'm always really interested in what she's doing. So,
okay.
Well, the Rockies just lost their ABS. See, buddy, you got cocky when you won the last one. Now you lost your first challenge of the night. This Rockies catcher. I didn't even think that one was that close. I don't know what the fuck the catcher was looking at. This is the only thing I'm going to give. This is the only thing I'm going to give updates on is the ABS because it is so fun to me. It's so novel.
This reminds me of all the episodes of the Super J Cast I've listened to, where if I wanted to, I could go back and pin exactly where they were recording when Arsenal was scoring goals.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's not like there's a big game or anything. It's just what was I saying? Oh yeah, that was it was a fun, okay little match. 2 3/4. Then we get to the Iron Man Heavy Metal Weight Staggered Entry Battle Royal.
A main event in any arena.
Oh, this was so good. I love this match so much.
I loved it.
So it started with backstage. Antonio Honda had entered the night as champion after he won the belt by destroying the glasses at Judgment, as we covered on last week's episode. So we cut him backstage, and he loses the title. What was he doing backstage? I'm trying to remember.
Squats. He was doing squats. He was doing 7 billion squats, I think was the number he gave.
And there was a pillow. Raku's pillow was on the ground, and it was very inviting for him, so he fell asleep on the pillow. And I would have guessed, it's a good thing that, like, there's no sports book that takes live betting on Tokyo Joshi. I was watching the show live, and like I said, it's a good thing there's no one taking live betting on Joshi shows, because I would have bet $1 zillion that he was losing this title to this pillow backstage. But no, Raku snuck up and Raku pinned him to become the 1,814 champion. The way the crowd did the way the ref came up and did the very quiet pinfall too to not wake him up was so fucking funny.
Yep.
I love that so much. That was so fucking funny.
But I was worried that this meant that the cutest wrestler in the match wasn't going to be able to compete.
Well, they did say the English announcers said we're paying him, so he's going to compete anyway.
Oh, good. That's a relief. Yeah.
Which the English announcers of the show were great, by the way. Mr. Haku and Balianaki, 10 thumbs up.
Loved them. Love them.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
It is
kind of funny. It's clear, Aki hasn't watched TJPW in months.
Yeah, Aki just
doesn't watch the product.
So neither did the fucking ones in Texas, but somehow Aki was still like charming about it. And look, it's fine if you have one announcer who hasn't watched it recently, where Haku clearly knows his shit. The problem with Texas was they have 2 announcers who don't fucking watch it. Whereas I'm like, okay, that doesn't work. You need at least one person there who watches it all the time, as Haku clearly fucking does. So, just like there was no one, you could have one announcer who's a casual fan at best in Balianaki's case. And he also just managed to be charming. Look, some people are more charming than others. And Aki was very charming on commentary, being like, what's going on here? I don't know. So,
as long as he keeps it dialed down, sometimes he can get a little too hyped and that can start to grate. But he was perfect here.
So our first entrance was Minimo. So if people don't know who Minimo is, which I'm assuming is a lot of people, he's a mascot of a famous 2000s idol band, basically. He had one of the idol members with him, Mari Yaguchi, and I'm trying to remember the name of the fucking band. I think it's related to the band, or to the God, what the fuck is it? Mini Money? Oh, it's a Morning Musume subgroup. Is that what it is?
That sounds like something, that I heard Haku-san say.
Okay. Yeah, Mini Moni was a subunit of Morning Musume and Coconuts Musume. Okay. So they were a mascot for them. So there you go. That's how this guy came into effect, I guess. But yeah, so apparently they were Izami Kodaka's favorite idol group, which I thought was a really funny detail to give on commentary. I think that was Balianaki. But yes, so he came out here and gave a sexy beam to Raku, which was just like an invisible Hadouken, basically, an invisible Hadouken.
Well, the mascot had like an accompanying idol, I guess.
She gave the
one who gave the sexy beam. Very important.
She was the one who gave the sexy beam. Yeah, that was great. Third, so they were the first 2 entrants. Raku
I felt that sexy beam all the way in America.
Yeah. The third entrant was Mifu Ashida. Speaking of Tokyo Joshi wrestlers I love, which is most of the roster, I love this fucking cheerleader.
Oh, she's so good.
The way she's so happy all the time. It never matters what she's doing. It never matters what the crowd is doing. She's just always so happy. So Raku and Minimo, they teamed up to block her pom-pom attacks, and they tossed the pom-poms away. How fucking dare they, first of all? I was outraged watching this at home. But Raku being treacherous as always, immediately turned on Minimo. You cannot trust that sleepy girl. Momo Sato was next. Mifu started to cheer for her, but then also immediately turned on her. And she was so complete. This is where she was like, the crowd booed the shit out of her, and she couldn't give less of a fuck. She was still cheering.
Because it's Momo Sato's debut. How dare she?
Well, Mifu Ashida could not give less of a fuck about being booed here. Like she did not give a single shit. She was still cheery. She was still doing the cheers. She couldn't give less of a shit the crowd was booing her. It was so fucking funny. Like she did not get a single, did not get outraged and yell at the crowd. She was just as happy as ever. Very, very funny. But yeah, it was Momo Sato's debut. That's the younger sister of DDT wrestler Daichi Sato. I can't say she made a huge impression on me. She was there. She definitely was there.
Clearly trained on how to take a bump.
Clearly trained on how to take a bump, that's for sure. Chika Nanase came in next, and she dominated Momo Sato and just tapped her out with a full Nelson for the second elimination of the match. So, who was the first elimination? Oh, Minimo got pinned. That's right. Minimo was the first elimination. Kira Summer came in next. Very cool new gear. I like the little tiny tie. It was a very cool touch.
Mm-hmm.
And the two blondes, were teaming up, her and Chika. They were beating up Raku and Mifa, but Chika, of course, turned on her. They led to a very funny running joke with Balyanaki just talking about how all wrestlers are evil, basically. He's like, we're horrible people.
That, and they were really hoping that Kira Summer would bring the belt back so that they could get a shot at it.
Oh, yeah, that was funny, too. That was also very funny, true. Then up next was Great Wakabayashi-kun, Rika Tatsumi, this woman who insists that she does not know what people are talking about when they say she's an evil girl and had to tap into her evil.
She has no psychotic tendencies. What are you talking about?
She came out here to, I believe, a Marilyn Manson theme song. She had face paint with spikes on it and a fucking chain, and the chain had a hidden fork in it, and it stabbed Raku's pillow. Evil. I would say slightly more evil Rika than usual. Very, very cool. Very hot. Very into evil Rika.
Yeah.
She pinned Raku with a choke bomb to become the new champion. Just doing WWE giant moves here, basically. Just thought it was funny. Sakura Hattori came in next. She did all the ninja seals on the top rope before her forearm immediately.
It's good to get the ninja seals out of the way immediately.
It was a little less silly in this context. I will give her that. But yeah, Hattori, she took two. Oh, she did tap out Chika. So she tapped out Chika Nanase. Then Matcha from the setup promotion in Thailand came in, and she and Hattori fought to the apron, where Hattori took too long doing a backflip kick and got eliminated by Kira. Then Mahiro Kiryu came in next. She's looking for her 16th reign with this belt. Jesus. She's had 15 reigns for this title already. Matcha and Kira fought to the apron before Mahiro even got in the ring, and then she knocked them both off and eliminated them both. Mifu caught her in the stretchy hold out there, though, but they did both get back in the ring without any other incident, and Mahiro just fucking rocked her with a forearm. I was like, Jesus, girl. It's like Comedy Battle World. What are you doing?
She's trying to get her damn belt back.
That is true. Sumeri Uesaka came in next, and so she is the idol singer who sold out this building on her own once, and she has a sword that's making her go crazy, just like Tiger Jeet Singh.
Well, she's primarily a voice actress, for what it's worth. That yes, she sold it out as an idol show, but she's primarily famous for her voice.
And she had a lookalike of Tiger Jeet Singh's manager here. What the fuck is the manager's name? I don't remember. Let me think. Umanosuke Ueda, I think is the guy's name. What the is that? Is he famous for anything else? He's like an actor or something. No, I think he's just a wrestler. Okay, so he was a wrestler who was a partner with Tiger Jeet Singh, I guess, and he also was Tiger Jeet Singh's famous manager at the time. So there you go. That's he was in New Japan through about 19. I don't really know that much about 80s pure wrestling, everybody. I'm sorry. But he's a manager through 1987, I guess, and a wrestler. But I guess he used to come out and manage Tiger Jeet Singh, and that was the joke here. Anyway, But yeah, she intimidated the fans. She actually really was fucking scared of those fans. If you look at them out there, they're like, this woman's charging at them with a sword, so I don't really blame them. But the fans did look pretty fucking frightened. But yeah, she was also moving, because I have seen some Tiger Jeet Singh matches, because he's an Observer he was like always up for the Observer Hall of Fame. And she was sure as fuck moving faster than Tiger Jeet Singh has in any match I've ever seen him in. I will say that. But yeah, she got caught in a vicious choke in the corner from Rika, which is also kind of I don't know if that was a purposeful inside joke, because like 90% of every Tiger Jeet Singh match ever was like choking. But either way, it was funny. Antonio Honda was next. I should have known this was going to happen, but somehow I didn't see it coming, and he fucking tripped the moment he was entering the ring to make his entrance, which I was fucking cackling for that. I was like, okay, they got me with that one. I did not see that one coming. Riku got pinned by Mahiro after taking 2 gons to the eyes, which made Mahiro the new champion.
It's worth noting, I think, that the camera made sure to really focus on Umisaki's face while Antonio Honda was telling his very elaborate, very long penis joke.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Just to see if she would break face.
Exactly. Yeah, then at that point, so basically Honda and Sumire got in a shoving match. Honda was basically telling her wrestling was for men, while in a literal Joshi ring, which is very fucking funny. But then instead of Honda tripping over Mahiro, it was the voice actress who tripped over Mahiro instead. So she has a Mukashi Banashi for us, and she tells us the story. And it seemed like it was another Gone the Fox story. It seemed like it was going to the same exact story with the same exact penis joke, but it went somewhere else. Did not go to a penis joke instead, so that was good. But ended up in a Gone standoff, but then she Gones him all the way over the top rope and out of the ring, which is very fucking funny. He just went fucking flying with his Gone the Fox. But Mahiro calmly picked her up and gave her a backbreaker to huge boos, but missed the double knee off the top. And then Sumire takes her down in a fucking knee bar, and then Mahiro tapped out to make her the new champion and the new winner. Which of her, like her beating her with a knee bar of all things, was very fucking funny. Yeah, the Iron Man Battle Royals never fucking miss. Mm-hmm. They are fucking fantastic. And she is now the 1,817 champion. I do not believe this voice actress has lost this belt since. So there you go. Anything else to say? I
mean, who would dare attack her? She's a national treasure.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else to say about this crazy-ass Battle Royal?
I think this crazy-ass Battle Royale also kind of encapsulated something about modern TJPW, which is that it's very much a mix of a lot of different Japanese subcultures all under one roof. You've got like voice actress / idol culture, right, under Puro Nerd, under just wacky like WWE influence. It's kind of this big gumbo of a lot of different nerdery that was kind of a prominent theme of the show, and I just kind of loved that. A lot of these are subcultures I enjoy like separately, and I feel extremely targeted when it somehow all comes together, as it did for this show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really.
I bet it's absolutely baffling though to someone who is like just a pure wrestling fan and is like, I just want to see a wrestling show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's plenty of other stuff on the show. Explain any of this.
There's plenty of other stuff on the show for those people.
Oh, for sure.
Match 3, Himawari and Shino Suzuki defeated Toga and Ren Konatsu when Himawari pinned Konatsu with the Sunflower Tempest in 10:46. They did one last rock, paper, scissors on the stage during their entrance, which Shino won, since Shino had been doing all these rock, paper, scissors, all these influencers leading up to the show. It was a little jarring going from all that craziness to a straight tag, but I got over it quick because everyone was working hard here. And yeah, I just enjoyed this match quite a bit. 3.5 stars. I would say Himawari is like so good that it kind of confuses me that she doesn't get pushed more.
This is her year.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Is she like going to be the one to take the international princess off of Suzume, maybe?
No, I think she'll win the tag title belts with bumping Gritters instead. I think this is such a prominent spot for them that we're going to hate it, but maybe Inspiration hold the belts for a while. And then at the next big show, that's where bumping Gritters win.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
We'll
bumping
see.
Gritters, what a name.
Incredible name, I love it.
But yeah, so really fun match, and then we'll see what happens.
And I love Shino too. She's probably my favorite rookie out of a lot of the recent rookies. I think she's just that right combination in TJPW of she can do some pretty cool stuff, but she kind of has this big personality that really sparkles in the ring. I really enjoy it.
I totally get what you mean. She's a really cool wrestler when it comes to what am I trying to say? Like she has like the wrestling down, and she definitely has the charisma. So I totally get what you mean by having a big personality. Like there's just, Tokyo Joshi in general has become shockingly deep when it comes to young wrestlers. Where it's it didn't feel like that a few years ago. So it's like having these multiple generations now. You have obviously the Suzume, Miyu, Alisu generation is still going, and I guess Himawari too is still going strong, very strong, as we'll talk about during the show. But then the new rookie class is all quite good. Mm-hmm. So it's you add all that together, and it just they really have a deep roster all of a sudden. And it's the Joshi. It was something I was talking about in the Voice Wrestling Slack recently, where it's it feels like everyone in Joshi is really good at this now. And I feel like I've made this point in the podcast a lot too, where it's there's no holes in the Joshi scene, where everyone, the Stardom roster is loaded, the Tokyo Joshi roster is loaded, the Marigold roster is even pretty loaded, even though it's not it's not always booked very well, but it's still pretty loaded with young talent. And there's the lesser promotions are loaded, even promotions nobody watches. Like Ice Ribbon has plenty of cool young wrestlers, and from what I hear, Actress Girls has people too. There's wrestlers in Shoko Pro that never go anywhere. I think there's tons and tons of wrestlers. Okay, as we get to on the Sareee show, there will be wrestlers that show up from promotions that never even make tape, like LLPW X, and they look really good.
You saw a Nori match for the first time.
Yeah. And it's there's just tons of wrestlers. It's a very, very, very deep scene. Whereas the men's scene, there's some promotions with good young wrestlers, but there's also All Japan. There's, Noah, who hasn't developed anybody until very recently, finally. The lesser indies don't really feel as deep to me as they do in Joshi even. So yeah, the Joshi scene is just way deeper than the men's scene when it comes to young talent right now. And it's why when I go to make my 30 under 30 list, which is going to be a thing in the next few months, it's my short list is 45 Joshi and 15 men's wrestlers or something. Because it's just the Joshi scene is just so fucking deep. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, really, really, really deep young roster now, that is for sure. Haru Kazushiro is another one who I really, really like.
Oh, yeah.
I think and she's in the next match we're about to talk about. So, which that match is, match number 4 here. It is, I just lost my place. Okay, it's the team of Shoko Nakajima, Yuki Aino, and Haru Kazushiro with Ninja Red, Geki Red, and Gohan Red defeating Aja Kong, Vani, and Palm Harajuku when Shoko pinned Harajuku with the diving senton in 1308. Where to start with this one? So, Vani replaced Maxine Paler. Unfortunately, they couldn't get their visa renewed in time, apparently. Very sad to miss Max, but Vani's always a great replacement for anybody. Mm-hmm. So the Rangers here, for anyone listening who are Super Sentai nerds, which I wouldn't quite put myself there. I've watched a bunch of shows, but of these 3 shows, I've only seen one of them, and I haven't seen all of that one. We had Ninja Red, who's from the Kaku Ranger series, which is the one that's got turned to Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers for Power Ranger fans. That's the Alien Ranger costumes. Geki Red from Geki Ranger, which is I think it's Jungle Fury or something. I never saw that Power Ranger season either. And Gohan Red, which is from a really, really bad Sentai series, apparently. I never watched it before because I've heard it's really bad. But weirdly got turned into one of the best Power Ranger seasons, which is Power Rangers RPM. But yeah, poor Go on Red got the most unfortunate case of not putting a hyphen in a graphic in history, where he got presented as Goon Red. It's like, okay, yeah, there's the Red Ranger of gooning apparently. But yeah, they're all here with the Sentai nerd team of Shoko, Yuki, and Haru. But then out come the other team, Aja, Vady, and Palm, and they have fucking Super Sentai villains with them, which was so fucking funny. I did not see that coming at all. I didn't recognize any of these villains, which, again, I'm not that much of a Sentai nerd, so didn't write down who they were or anything. But just they look like, if you could picture a Power Ranger villain, that's what they look like. One of them was like this huge, like, gray, blocky looking dude. One looked just like a foot soldier type. I'm guessing it was probably a foot soldier. Don't remember anything about the other one. But yeah, so Tetsu...
One of them kind of had like an evil ranger gimmick looking kind of
yeah.
They were kind of like half android too. So
yeah. So Tetsu Inada, who is a voice actor who's also a huge Super Sentai fan, believe he was also playing the fake Tiger Jeet Singh manager earlier. He introduced us to a full-on fight between the Rangers and the villains. So yes, we got an actual Ranger villain fight here, which was very fucking cool.
Like in the plays, what do they call them? The Ranger shows that they'll do, where they even included like the audience has to cheer to power up the Rangers, otherwise the evil might win. We can't let that happen.
Yeah. And Palm Harajuku introducing the villains was so fucking funny.
That was so good. Making her the mouth of the villain team was inspired.
She's a prolific tweet searcher, because I tweeted out like people will actually tell you Tokyo Joshi doesn't have heels when Riku Tatsumi and Palm Harajuku both exist, and she liked that tweet, so that was funny. But prolific, that's happened before. Palm tweets, the prolific tweet searcher, because I did not tag her. But yeah, she's like she was like just totally cackling here. She's the world's evilest 3-year-old, basically. But yeah, it was very, very funny. The Rangers took care of the villains, and then they just left. But Palm after that was like, wow, I still have these 2 huge wrestlers, which was very funny too. She's like just totally in her supervillain era here. But yeah, the match itself, the match was really good, even after the fucking comedy ended. Like, there was this great moonsault to the floor by Vady. Vady was fucking beating Haru's ass, and Haru came back though with this enormous slap to the face. Like, she slapped her in the face so hard that Vady was surprised, which I thought was really funny. But yeah, even after all the wackiness is over, I thought the match was really good. I went like 3 3/4 on it. Just a really good match.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I don't think you even need to be a tokusatsu nerd to kind of enjoy it. You kind of get the gist pretty quick. That just was like, this show kind of coasted on some really like easy to watch entertainment for most of it, where this show like lasts 5 hours and it doesn't feel it at all. And it's because they keep breaking up the show with wild ass shit like this that is just so different from the tag match that comes before it.
This had the exact same feeling of a great DDT big show.
Yeah,
like, you had a lot of really funny. You had a lot of really funny stuff. You had a random, really fun undercard match here, and then like once you get to there's like a lot of good comedy, and then there's also like some really great wrestling we're going to talk about.
And and then it's capped off with like some great championship matches on the top. So it's just what makes TJPW and DDT so easy to watch for so long.
2 of them were great. One of them was not.
But we'll talk about that.
Match number 5, Mizuki defeated Andreza Giant Panda with the diving foot stomp in 804. I'm sad we've lost the black Mizuki outfit. She was in like this white and blue outfit now with like a pink. I mean, the outfit was
it's really cool though. I like it a
really
lot.
Cool outfit, but I miss the black. I miss Dark Side Mizuki.
Noted like hammer Mizuki goth.
Exactly. Noted hammer thief Mr. USA was here along with the Panda's normal handler, because he was the one who stole Mizuki's hammer. He got involved very quickly in this match. He was like tripping Mizuki up from the outside. Mizuki did the bridge kick out from the giant headbutt and the Panda press, and then just immediately started stomping on at one point. I thought that was very funny. Yeah, she hit him with the new hammer, but Mr. USA pulled referee Matsui out of the ring. But Mizuki took him out, though, with the whirling candy, and then hit the double stomp off the top, and then did a Mizuki press for the pin. Not really a match I felt like rating, but it was amusing, you know.
Yeah. Like Andrade the Giant Panda matches aren't going to be, let's say, well-paced affairs, because there's so much like getting him in the ring, and then getting him out of the ring, and then waiting for him to inflate back up after you've moved him too much. But God, the novelty of it still works for me. I had a lot of fun watching this match.
See, this is one of Nicole's big complaints. She hates the Panda. And I'm like, the Panda's not even in Tokyo Joshi. She's like, well, it's on every big show. I'm like, okay. And then she was like, you have to promise me the Panda's not going to show up when we go to the show in Yokohama. Because for people listening, the payoff to this entire Nicole hates Tokyo Joshi saga is she has to go to a show with me in June because, I mean, she didn't literally have to. But they're running in Yokohama on the first Saturday we're there. I think it's the 13th. But that's the day we check out in our Yokohama hotel because we're moving to Osaka later that day because Dominion's the following day. So once they ran that show in Yokohama, I'm like, well, I really want to go to this. And, you know, Nicole was like, well, I'm not just going to wander the streets by myself. So I guess I have to go to it too. And she's very annoyed because she does not like Tokyo Joshi. So she maybe agree that if the Panda shows up on the show, I have to pay her back the $50 for a ticket. So, but I'm like, the Panda's not going to show up at a random house show in Yokohama, so I'm very safe. But if Tokyo Joshi wants to do the funniest thing to me specifically, I guess they can have the Panda show up, and then I will owe Nicole 9,500 yen. But
I feel like it would be a challenge to get that Panda across the border. Customs might have some issues with him.
No, Yokohama.
Oh, Yokohama. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, Vegas, she's not going with me that show. She's just going to stay in her hotel in Vegas.
Gotcha.
Plus, the prices were really expensive for that show. But no, Yokohama, she's going with me because they had the ticket lottery on Wrestle Universe, so I put them for 2 front row. I got the front row, baby. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they just announced they're running another show at Tokyo KFC Hall on the 27th, I guess, on Saturday 27th. That one I'm going to wait on because it's like, I've already seen them early in the trip. If somebody else runs in the afternoon that I can only see that day, you know, I'm sure it won't sell out anyway. So, although I think one of the KFC Hall shows did sell out recently because it's really tiny. Anyway, the next match. Here we go, baby. Sareee and Takumi Iroha, Spark Rush, defeated Miyu Yamashita and Alisu Endo when Iroha pinned Endo with the running 3 in 1844. Now, I was watching this show live originally. I was really fucking fading at this point, and I did not do this match justice when I first reviewed it. So I was like 4 1/4 on it, I think, originally. But I was like, I was falling asleep. I should really give it another chance. So I stopped watching the show at this point, and I went back and watched this match again the next day. Thank God I did, because I did not do this match justice at all when I was tired. This match was fucking incredible. First of all, the crowd chanting for Yamashita during the big stare down at the start of the match, where Sareee grabbed her by the hair and just nailed her with this hard form to the face. That was certainly one way to start. You could feel the energy there for the crowd being here's our badass Miyu Yamashita versus all of Joshi's badass Sareee here. And you could feel the palpable energy in the building for that. They went into this really strong grappling, really, really good grappling with the two of them. Miyu, again, for a promotion that brings an inflatable panda to every big show, does stories about stolen hammers, all the wacky stuff they do. Miyu is a really, really good actual shoot style grappler, and she got to show it off here. Grappling with Sareee on the mat. They were doing great stuff here. Sareee suddenly busted out this arm drag using the middle rope. That looked really cool. Then both girls tagged out. Takumi just runs poor Alisu over with a shoulder while making clear she wants to fight Miyu instead. And Alisu Endo gets so fucking angry over this. She gets so fired up, and she gets a chance to show off some very fast footwork. and just basically, move all around and like kind of cross up Takumi Iroha and use her speed to do that. And the crowd gets an enormous chant going for her again. I mean, this match was the hottest the crowd was all night, I think.
Yep. Agreed.
Sareee comes in, grabs and just fucking tosses Alisu around by her hair. That is just mean. And like think of how long it takes her to fucking dye that hair in all those colors, and you're going after her hair. Like, that is horrible. Like, Sareee really should be ashamed of herself for that one. Miyu tags in, just fucking kills Takumi Iroha with a kick to the stomach. I mean, like, this kick to the stomach looked like she was trying to, like, actually cause a shoot injury. Like, it sounded like a gunshot. They have this insane kick exchange that starts with low kicks, eventually graduates up to high kicks. At this point, I gave up trying to recap everything because there's just more than I could possibly recap. But Sareee and Alisu are just slugging it out. Alisu is going crazy with forms to the chest. She's basically, you can feel the energy where she's like, she's trying so hard to prove something to this woman. She feels disrespected by both of these opponents being like so focused in on, Miyu Yamashita. Like, that was the whole story they were telling here, and it's such a great story. She just gets leveled by a single forearm again. She just can't stay up for that. So again, she wants so bad to fight, but she just isn't as strong as the two of them. And then Sareee gives her a drop to the face against the ropes that's brutal even by her standards. Like, she fucking killed her with this drop kick. Miyu at one point just kicks Sareee in the face with a high kick in the corner and just leaves her foot and ankle there and chokes her while they're both illegal, just to like hold her. Neither was a legal woman, so she's like holding her in the corner that way with her foot. It just looked really, really cool. And Sareee like just grabbed Alisu with like really roughly by the hair to break the pin attempt. She just felt the hate coming through from both teams. Alisu does a bit of a sloppy Rana counter to escape a powerbomb from Iroha. She does get enough of it to bring her back. It doesn't look too bad. That's like one of the only nitpicks of the match where I wouldn't go the full 5 on it. We had less than 3 minutes remaining in the time limit at this point. And then Iroha gets a set up powerbomb on Alisu, and she'd been looking at that for a long time, but Endo kicks out again. I think she kicked out something else right before that too. And then finally Iroha gives her the running free, and that gets the pin. Incredible, kick-ass fucking match here. Just and again, for a match with Sareee, Takumi Iroha, and Miyu Yamashita, besides the one very unfortunate little tiny botch, I thought Alistair Endo was the star of this match. I thought she was the highlight of this match. The way she fought to, prove that she belonged in the ring with these, two of the biggest names in Joshi going today, and two of the best wrestlers in Joshi going today.
I'd include Iroha in there as well.
I was talking about her opponents, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Three, because I don't think that's that controversial at this point, especially the way that the team is, the team has been so good this year. I know some people don't like Iroha, but I'm not really one of them. So, the match with Utami last year was dog shit, but other than that, but yeah, like just the way she was like fighting so hard to prove she belonged to be in there. I mean, she's a wrestler I've always really loved. I mean, her and Suzume are two of my favorite, if not just my two favorite wrestlers of the company. I put them. I don't know. Can I put them both above Miyu? It's really hard. They're definitely ones that I like more as a fan, even if I think Miyu Watanabe is probably a better wrestler than. I don't even know if I'd say that. They're all really, really good. So it's like, Miyu Watanabe is probably a little better a wrestler than the two of them. But they're like, there's a difference between thinking someone's objectively better and thinking someone, is like your Stan or your Oshi, right? Mm-hmm. And they're both definitely, I love both of them so much. But yeah, the way she got to like show that she belonged here, this has to be the best match of her career. I can't think of a better one.
Oh yeah, agreed.
But yeah, just an incredible, incredible match. And again, I would have gone the full 5 if not for a few teeny tiny issues with it here or there. I cannot put this one over enough. If you don't watch anything else from this show, if you don't normally watch Tokyo Joshi, this is a must-watch match. And it's such an easy story to get because, again, it's the less experienced Endo trying so hard to prove she belongs in the ring with these two. And, just really, really going out of her way to take punishment and just show that she belongs. It's a great story, a classic story, and it worked so well here. Amazing match.
To show that she belonged, she had to step up, though, right? This was not a level that we had seen her wrestle at before. And this was her meeting that level and actually exceeding it. Not just in how much she could take a beating, because I cannot emphasize enough how stiff this match is. How brutal the kicks and the hair throwing and the slaps and every hit that they apply to this girl is just as stiff as they can make it, and it all looks mean. It makes Sareee and Takumi Iroha the biggest bullies in the world, and that immediately makes you want to cheer for Endo. That would work for like any other underdog, like a junior wrestler too, right? We probably see variations of this match with Sareee at least all the time. What's special about Endo is that she gets that extra level of fire. There's like multiple times in the match where she is being beat so hard she's on the verge of tears, but then like shakes her head and kind of does this nod. It was like, okay, yeah, kick me again. I can take it. That's just great fighting spirit right there. That's just the essence of pro wrestling, men or women's. That's kind of why I love this shit, is people absolutely putting themselves through hell in a performance that is as grueling and physical as any sport that you can think of. And they come out of it, even if they don't win, still displaying like something triumphant. Still in kind of a win in that they put on an amazing show, right? God, this was just electric from beginning to end. If I did do stars, I would go the full 5 stars. I don't mind the moments where Indu like slightly messed up a move or two there, because the thing that made this match extra special wasn't just this was only the second time Miyu Yamashita and Sareee had been in the ring together, and that was a very long time ago. So that felt special in and of itself. It was also that Endo kind of made herself the story of the match, and in the process just became a hero. I loved the hell out of this.
Yeah, it was just fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, really can't put it over enough. And again, if
you don't like this match, I don't think you really like wrestling.
And that's where, Tokyo Joshi's in really good shape, is where they have wrestlers at that level who are just entering their primes, basically, with Endo, obviously Miyu, and Suzume, and like those are three wrestlers who are at a level where like that is like what you build a company around. Mm-hmm. And they still have the older generation still there. They're not that old, like Shoko and Miyu and them. They're still providing value, but like, it's just that is like the kind of generation. You don't get generations like this all the time. Basically, like you're lucky to have a generation at this level where you have 3 wrestlers who are this good. So, and Alice was basically coming in here and being like, because obviously Miyu and Suzume had their big moment on January 4th where they had a match of the year contender, and Alice got to step in here and be like, well, I belong on that level too, which is just a great moment for her. The next match, the special tag team match, Yuka Sakazaki and Konosuke Takeshita defeating Hyper Misao and Super Sasadango Machine when Sakazaki pinned Misao with the magical girl splash in 21-29. The PowerPoint...
One more thing, John, before we move on. I wanted to remind you, do you remember who was going to be Saree's tag partner before Visa Issues got it? Well, not Visa Issues. TNA.
Oh, yeah. It was going to be...
It's the former WWE wrestler, Lee something.
Xia Li, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was her WWE name. Can you imagine what that match would have been if that was what we got instead?
Yeah,
Just
never interesting. This is the greatest thing TNA has ever given the wrestling world, probably.
Pretty much. It was just insisting, no, we need to make this woman our Knockouts champion immediately.
Yeah. So... then we had so this match, the PowerPoint here, a lot of screaming from both Sasadango and Hyper Misao. So I did get a kick out of Dango saying everything about their opponents is higher, including their bank account balance. That was funny. But yeah, just a lot of funny shit here. just in the actual PowerPoint. Basically, the whole thing was, how can we beat these two when we were, unlike them, they're much better than us, they're much richer than us, they have natural chemistry and we have none. Which that was a great one. But like just him saying like their natural chemistry is nigh, and then Misao yelling nigh. It's like,
worse shit.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought that was supposed to be more like natural chemistry, like they don't want to have sex with each other. I thought it was a joke, but
oh no, I didn't quite get it that way. I think it was more like they were just being self-depreciating. That look, they're the lower card wrestlers here. They're
no. Well, because they had showed
to compete.
For that slide, they were showing them on the beach.
There's
like
that too.
Like,
yeah. I guess that was the subtext I just didn't pick up.
Yeah. I think the subtext there was like, they have this connection to each other since they're a married couple, and we don't have any connection, basically. But they forced themselves to synchronize via morning meetings, where all office staff come together in a circle and cite the company slogan. And then they kept repeating the two wrestlers' names so much that they realized their names together made a legendary Japanese singer, Sakazaki Konosuke. That was funny. Takeshita entered first, followed by his wife, who had a new theme song. I already missed the old one a lot. I don't know. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I really didn't like this new theme song. It was...
Oh, metal. I'm like, okay.
It was like, yeah, do I, but make it metal. And it just... Ugh.
Amararesu ruins everything.
Is that her theme in AEW?
I believe so.
Is that why she... Oh, okay.
I mean, this was the debut of the new theme song, but I assume she's going to use it more in Ring of Honor and stuff, too. Otherwise, why else would she not?
I mean, she hasn't been booked in any AEW or Ring of Honor shows this entire year. So...
It's clapping for finally scoring some runs on the Rockies. Or a run, I should say. In the fifth inning. We're up 1-0.
Oh, I thought you were clapping Tony Khan's extremely good booking.
No. Thank you to Jesus Sanchez, a new acquisition from the Astros. I'm already loving, so appreciate Jesus Sanchez. Okay, so Sasadango reveals that he stole Takeshita's retro camera, and then Yuka begs him not to leave the ring because they can always buy another one, which was funny because all this stuff about the bank account balance. Like, yes, AEW wrestlers are well paid, guys, we get it, but he can't stop himself from going up to the stage anyway. And that leaves Yuka alone for Misao to bring in her army of other Misaos that she mentioned during the PowerPoint. But then who were they? Did you catch who they were?
Yes. So
one of them was definitely Uta because she's very.
One of them was Uta, and there were also puns on Hyper Misao for each of the Hyper Misao clones. But Uta was one of them. Rin was one of them. And Toga was one of them. And It was like, what was it?
You know who probably has it? Dramatic DDT, let's say.
That's where I'm going.
Okay. Hyper Me Kawaii is Uta Takami. Hyper Me Dream is Ren Konatsu. And Hyper Me Strong is Toga. So
which, by the way, is also the company slogan for TJPW that they kept chanting during the PowerPoint presentation. Kawaii, Dream, Strong, wrestling that makes you want to face tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
There you go. But yeah, it's a this backfired though because they all went for the cold spray at the same time, and Yuka ducked and they all sprayed in each other's face. That was fucking funny. Mm-hmm. There was a nice little simultaneous dive from the married couple at one point. Takeshita, though, accidentally hit a running big boot on his wife right after that. Problematic, sir. Problematic.
In the post-match comments, she mentioned that she felt like she got hit in the back of the head at some point, but she wasn't quite sure who did it. And Takeshita told her, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Later, as he was about to assault another woman with the Wagamama knee, Misao begged him not to do it, and at least to let her do her normal introduction to Sumo Hall, since she didn't get to do that earlier. He did decide to allow that. But yeah, this kind of dragged for me a bit after that. I did really like Misao ducking Takeshita's big long forearm setup and then hitting him with a final cut. That looked cool. That was a cool counter. She managed to hit a crossbody on him off the top, but he rolled through it and hit an enormous Blue Thunder Bomb. And then Sakazaki added a Magic Girl Splash for good measure, which I thought was going to be the finish, but Misao kicked out. Misao escaped the magical round, and then this is like such a cool callback for a random comedy match. She hit her old finisher from when she was in Neo Bishikigun, the Vanitas, which is like it's basically just like the Chris Daniels, what the fuck he calls it, the Fallen Angel or whatever the fuck. Am I thinking the wrong? That's his nickname. What the fuck is his name? Is Angel's Wings, right? I think it's the name. Anyway, it's like the sit out.
I'm not the guy who's gonna know that.
Yeah, sit out pedigree looking thing. But like she and the callback there, which the announcers explained, which is great. They explained this. It's because that was the only time in her career she's ever been able to beat Yuka Sakazaki. Her and Misao, when she was evil, she and Saki-sama beat the Magical Sugar Rabbits back then for the tag titles. So really cool callback. But yeah, Rika was able to put her away anyway at the Magical Go Round and another Magical Girl Splash after that. I thought it was good for what it was. And again, the last little callback really hit for me because I loved Neo Bishiki-gun back in the day. I thought they were such a cool team. It dragged in the middle a bit for me, but it was still fun. 3.25.
Yeah, there's a somewhat awkward transition from when it is clearly a comedy match to when it kind of becomes a really heartfelt match between Hyper Misao and Sakazaki, right? And like the way they handle that basically is Misao stops everything and basically says, hey, like the reason I'm here is because I didn't really get a goodbye match with Yuka Sakazaki, and she is one of the few senpais left that I have left to wrestle with, and I just deeply miss her. So I found that kind of touching once I understood the context. But it is a little long, and it is also, unfortunately, coming after a terrific, like, adrenaline-pumping match that you have to settle back in a comedy, which helps a little bit. But I kind of wish they had just gone to intermission, actually. Anyway.
After intermission, we got the International Princess title match. Suzume defeated Mirai with the Spring Ring of Bell in 15:24. Mirai failed in her V2, and Suzume became the 17th International Princess Champion. Unfortunately, Tokyo Joshi kind of spoiled this one. I didn't like that they announced those Vegas title matches.
Yeah,
before, like they announced that there were going to be Vegas title matches before this because, like, it gave away that Suzume was winning here because Mirai couldn't make the show. It gave away to me that the tag titles were changing hands once they announced there's going to be a tag title match and the Iconics are going to be on the fucking show. So it sort of gave away the main event, although not quite as badly. Because I feel like J-Rod could have just challenged Vio again. I feel like that wouldn't have been that big a deal. So I thought that one was a little overstated how much that supposedly gave the main event away. But it did give away the other two title matches, I thought. But with that complaint, the match itself was great. You know, didn't have like the most thrilling start. I didn't think they did anything super, super interesting. Mirai was working on top. Just didn't think there was a lot going on. She did this hard charge into the corner. Where she like crushed her with a shoulder while she was leaning down. That looked kind of cool. That was definitely the early highlight. Mirai gave Suzume this sick spinning wheelbarrow Uranage in the apron, which was the first like truly awesome spot of the match. Suzume though started targeting her arm. That's where the match really picked up for me. There was this cool spot where Mirai gave her a lariat to the gut when she came off the top rope. But she ended up like selling her arm so much that Suzume still ended up on top and was like stretching her arm out. So that was cool. Suzume then busted a gory special out of nowhere. And I loved how she like just came up screaming after she hit it, like just very impassioned. Very, very cool visual. Mirai though totally mistimed taking a bump, unfortunately, when Suzume came off the ropes with a ring of bell, which sucked because I thought there was a beautiful rope walk by her right before that. Suzume tried to springboard off the middle rope for the spring ring a bell, but Mirai caught her in midair and just kind of like threw her backward all in one motion. A great release backdrop suplex. Very cool spot. She followed up with the wheelbarrow Uranage again, and the crowd actually chanted for Mirai here, which surprised me. So they were getting behind. Some of the crowd was getting behind her. I mean, Suzume still had other fans chant for her too. Suzume gets this really, really last minute counter ring a bell on Mirai. If I wanted to complain, I would say it's one of those counters that almost looked like she took the move after all. But, you know, it still looked kind of cool. And then after that, hit the springboard version for the win. And the finish was like the good kind of out of nowhere. Like, you know, it just really did look, it came out of nowhere, but like in a way where I'm like, okay, that I didn't expect that, and but it didn't feel like it ended the match really, really soon or anything. It didn't feel like it ended the match like before it got going or anything like that. Just just really a good kind of like out of nowhere finish I didn't see coming. So yeah, 4 stars flat on it. I thought it was really good. Had my complaints with it, but still a really, really good match.
Yeah. I thought it was very good as well. I remember when Mirai left for Stardom, and while that was clearly a great move for her, and jumping around between Stardom and Marigold and then going freelance, I remember when she left initially that I was really sad we weren't going to get the full version of Mirai versus Suzume, either as against each other or as a tag team winning the tag belts, right? Because B-Star was kind of like what Bumping Gritters is now, or what Daisy Monkey was a couple of years ago, where they were the underdog tag team that clearly had some great chemistry together, and you couldn't help but cheer for them. In the case of when Mirai showed up, I immediately thought that this is basically how it would all play out. Was Mirai, once she did win the belt, I thought, okay, well, she's going to have to drop it at Suzume, and Grand Princess made the most sense as the place to do it. So in that sense, like, the match played out pretty much how I expected, but Suzume and Mirai were really ambitious with it. I feel like Suzume doesn't get enough credit as being maybe not quite a high-flying wrestler per se, but she uses the whole ring in a way that's a lot of fun to watch. And a lot of the matches are built around like her being small enough to kind of whip around another wrestler and get like cool counters in unexpected places. It's all very ambitious. I think having her first defense against a wrestler with a ninja gimmick is going to be interesting, because that's also going to give her a chance to, I guess, do a lot of shenanigans, but this time as the one in the bully role. I thought these two worked really well together. Obviously, I think Mirai is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now, and she played her part here really well as the somewhat like boneheaded, straightforward, is just going to lariat your socks off and get the win somehow. My favorite moment there was when Suzume and Mirai kind of stood off against each other, where Suzume was on the top rope staring down at Mirai, and Mirai like gets her arm ready for a lariat, like cocking a gun, and Suzume is gonna come down and do, I guess, like some kind of drop kick, and they both look each other in the eyes and say, okay, we're gonna do this on 3 and we'll see who comes out on top. That shit was sick. That is one of my favorite things in wrestling. Very similar to that Wagamama Knee versus Gene Blast from the Tokyo Dome earlier this year.
Really.
Great stuff.
I really, really hope they do the Suzume versus Alisu match during this reign. I assume they probably will, but
Suzume versus Alisu? I thought you said Mirai versus Alisu.
Suzume versus Alisu.
Yeah, that makes sense, but also they've done it before. But maybe this is the time that Arisu wins, I guess.
Yeah, they did it last year with Suzume retaining, I think, during her reign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, so yeah, Alisu could be the one to win. I mean, she could win the belt back from her, so I guess we'll see. Then we have the Princess Tag Team title. But I mean, I just mean, like, I think it'll be even better than their match was last year, I guess. I think even both of them are even better than they were last year.
Oh, yeah, that I agree with. And they had a great match to start with, so.
Yeah. Princess Tag Team titles. Jessie McKay and Cassie Lee defeat Yuki Kamifuku and Wakana Uehara when Lee pinned Uehara with the Idolizer in 12-14. Uber Eats fail in V4. The Inspiration become the 20th Princess Tag Team champions. It's funny. So that guy I talked about on the episode last week, who's like my personal stalker, and he also likes to subtweet me, and he had a tweet when they won these belts that was like, TJPW is a Mare Resu now, canceling my trip to Nihon and trying to get a refund on my show tickets. I just need to be alone right now. Don't DM me. And it's like, okay, the fact that this person actually thought I was going to be this upset that Uber Eats lost the tag team titles is just very, very, very funny to me. It's like, yes, I'm really desperately... My favorite team, Uber Eats, is no longer the Princess Tag Team Champions. Oh, just wailing out here.
That comment is very conservative comedian, makes a joke about Gen Z coded. Yeesh.
Yeah,
that guy
like
sucks.
This is what passes
Bro,
for...
you're not funny. Give it up.
Yeah, it's like if at least if my haters were funny, that'd be one thing. But they're like the opposite. They either think I'm being serious when I'm joking, or even better, they when they're joking, it just sounds like you said, like a conservative comedian, like making fun of.
He did the thing that conservative comedians do, where they start making a joke, but they get really mad halfway through. So, like, they lose track of the joke as they're treating it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's like they're... It's like, sorry, I can afford to go to Japan. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Because doesn't it come off like he's, like, angry that I can go to Japan?
No. I think he thinks he's just, I don't know, poking fun at you. By supposedly, like, exaggerating, how much of a weeb you are.
I mean, I am a pretty big weeb.
You are a pretty big weeb.
But
I
like
don't
the
think
idea,
that's where the humor is here.
Yeah.
The funny thing here is that we somehow got like a decent inspiration match.
It was not as bad as I was expecting.
I had never seen them before. Based on your description of their performance in the Texas shows, I was dreading this.
Well, they only had.
I came out of it going, "Oh, that was as painful as I thought it would be." It was like the nurse exaggerated how bad the surgery would be.
So I'll start with the positivity for both teams right away. Cassie acting like she was trapped in the streamers and couldn't get out of them when they threw them for her for the match. Very funny.
Yeah.
I laughed. And another bit of positivity. It was very nice of them to have their names on the back of their gear, so I actually could tell who was who. Appreciate that. And even nice to Uber Eats. For whatever else you think about them, they have a kick-ass theme song. That is for sure. So very, very good theme song. Very stick-heavy match early when Kamiyu was in there, but I kind of enjoyed her and the Iconics just yelling at each other. That was kind of funny. I mean, when Makana got in there, it was just very boring. But again, Makana can be boring with anybody, not just the Iconics. But the Iconics, at the end of the day, they just did not, who are also the inspiration. I feel like anyone who doesn't know anything about WWE would be confused, but that's their WWE name. And it's less annoying to say than the inspiration. They, as I talked about during they only had the one match in Texas. They were like really, really bad in that Texas match, like the very basics of wrestling. They weren't feeding well for their opponents. They were running the ropes like they never fucking ran the ropes before. They were out of position frequently for when their opponents were getting ready to like throw a drop kick or something. Like they looked like people who were in their fucking first week of wrestling school. Like they were that bad. Here, I guess they either just had a bad night or I don't know what the fuck happened because they did not really look that bad in this match.
Maybe they were late to the building and never discussed the match before they actually had it. I mean,
yeah, who the fuck knows what the deal was? But here, they did not do any of that stuff. I mean, it's not like they were good. It's not like this match was good, but they were.
This match was inoffensive. I think is the best way to describe.
Inoffensive is a great way to describe. Yeah.
Shapeless, formless, meaningless, inoffensive. It happened.
The only thing that looked stupid was when Kamiyu did this like alleged double famouser. It did look really bad because like they both like were supposed to take a bump for it and they both just kind of like sat down basically. Like it was really stupid. But hey, I would not have expected to take 10 minutes in this match for them to have a move that looked bad. So whatever. The match just ended after that. They hit their double team spin thing or whatever. 2.5 stars. Average ass wrestling match, which again, I would have expected much worse.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about this. I guess my question is, they've been wrestling for 10 years?
I guess.
Wow. I hope I don't look that mediocre at anything I've been doing for 10 years.
Meow. Jeez. Main event, the Princess of Princess title. Yuki Arai defeating Miyu Watanabe with the finally in 21-20. Miyu fails in V5, and Yuki Arai becomes the 17th Princess of Princess champion. I like the start of this with both of them kind of running around looking for an edge. The Indian Deathlock from Arai right after didn't really feel like it went anywhere to me though, and didn't really have much of a point. So,
Well, it was such an important part of the build-up, though. It makes sense.
Oh yeah, because she like debuted it or whatever, right? In the build-up.
It's more like she started to vary her offense because the finally wasn't working, right? And she started tapping Miyu out with the Scorpion Deathlock, right? So the Indian
Scorpion Deathlock okay.
is used to set that up, right? That's how she's these at the beginning of the match. So
okay. Arai hit her with a flying boot off the apron. Miyu came back with this really cool snap teardrop, like right there on the floor, and then immediately got up and like climbed on some guy's knee while looking really like feral and intense. And the guy looked very frightened, and I don't blame him, really. I mean, he was also very frail looking too to like add to it. It looked like Miyu could like snap this man in half if she wanted to. But yeah, he legitimately recoiled, which is like, it's just kind of funny. It's like, I don't know, you'd think a lot of people would be happy to have a beautiful woman climbing on them, but he was like...
I would be terrified. Like, I don't want to be part of the match. I'm not a performer. I have no idea what you're doing here right now.
He did have... that was his reaction. He was very... I mean, to be fair, you're also much larger than he is, so... But he was a very, very fair-looking man. Yuki came back and took over for a bit, but Miyu shut her back down with an awesome avalanche power slam. I love when she does that move. That got a 2 count. Yuki showed off her own power by getting Miyu up in a full Nelson from the corner and then managing to carry her towards the center before dropping her. That looked cool. Miyu took a nice flip bump for an Yuki Arai big boot at the end of a strike exchange sequence. The actual boot didn't look like it made that much contact, but she took such a great bump that it almost covered for it. And then Yuki put her in a sharpshooter, but Miyu was able to make it to the ropes, or the Scorpion Deathlock. Yuki Arai went for another full Nelson, but Miyu muscled her way out of it dramatically. I loved her little, like, grrr when she did it, too. That was great. And she, like, standing switch before pulling Yuki Arai into a inverted giant swing. That was really cool. Arai eventually got a second sharpshooter. Miyu made it to the ropes again after an even longer struggle. Miyu blocked the finally axe kick. Arai put her back down with another full Nelson slam after they went back and forth again for a bit again. And then she hit the finally, and that got the pin. I went 4 flat on this again. When I read it back, I'm like, it sounds more like 4 1/4. I don't know why I said 4 stars, but because I didn't really have that many complaints. But I don't know. 4 stars is what I thought after the match. So, yeah, just a really, really, really good main event. I didn't think it was close to as good as the January 4th one that I went 4.5 on, but you know, what is? So,
yeah. So this is a match where let me back up a bit. I feel like TJPW in the build up to this match did exactly the wrestling I would love to see everywhere, where the way that the champion and challenger kept running the preview was the champion would like do something to defeat the challenger, and the challenger would have to figure out a new way to win. And they built it in this really like fun and unexpected way as Arai started to attack Miyu's back and knees. And memorably, like you covered on the pod, at one point threw her off the ropes onto the floor at Korakuen Hall just for a flat back bump that looked nasty as hell. She starts to not win with the finally, but win with the Scorpion Deathlock. So she's figuring out ways to get wins in ways that she hadn't before, that Yuki hadn't before, right? And Miyu, in the meantime, is approaching this match the same way she has every other match, which was she wants to spin her opponent around and then just beat the snot out of them until they don't get up for the 3 count. And in this match, it's a which way is going to win that they have kind of built up over all of their preview matches. And I kind of love that the answer turned out to be not the way that Yuki Arai had ever won before. This time around, the way she won the match was she just outlasted Miyu. The final part of this match kind of dragged because they're really selling at the end how exhausted they are, and they probably are just shoot exhausted at that point. But I kind of loved that because after everything these two girls had put each other through, it made a lot of sense that the one who would win it was the one who could just pick themselves up first and finally apply their finisher to get the pin. And it felt like it made a lot of sense that it was Yuki Arai getting it with just endurance at the end of the day. Heck of a match. I think I could see how it wouldn't be to a lot of people's taste. I bet like the final, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes where they're just lying around for a lot I could see how someone would look at that and go, come on, just get up, do something. But I felt like they had just thrown so much of themselves into the match and into the build for the match that it felt like two opponents just dragging each other to the finish line to finally finish this damn thing in a way that was really satisfying.
To finally finish.
And people say that's a bad finisher.
I don't know why.
Well, I think partly because like there's lots of great other scorpion kicks in Joshi.
I see.
So compared to say the woman who was known as the Yokozuna of women's wrestling, well, yes, her scorpion kick isn't going to look as good. But it's the finally still a pretty good finisher, I think.
I like the other thing about this booking, which I didn't even think of until after they handed the new belt to Yuki. This kind of gives Miyu Watanabe something to chase now.
Yeah.
And she's never held this new version of the belt.
Yes.
So,
and all the veterans we were talking about earlier, they have something to chase now, too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Miyu specifically, it makes a lot of sense because she's obviously going to be the top star of this company for a while. Mm-hmm. And so I think, now she has something new to go for, which is, if she had won this match, she wouldn't have anything new to go for. So it makes a lot of sense.
By the way, did you see that in her post-match comments, Sareee immediately started bringing up Miyu as someone she was interested in.
She knows what's up.
She sure does.
She always has her finger on the pulse of everything. Lots of crying in the post-match, of course, as you'd expect. Yuki brings up wanting the entire roster to appear in the Tokyo Dome. It's quite the dream.
Yep. And champion of dreams, and that's her dream.
After that, the entire roster bows on the stage together. Very cute. They always do that, though, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for all the big shows.
Great fucking show.
Yeah.
This is, just really... the DDT and Tokyo Joshi had two really, really, really strong weeks back-to-back. So...
Yeah. Like I kept bringing up closer to the beginning of this review, which was about 2 hours ago. This match, this show was 5 hours long, but it doesn't remotely feel like you're spending that much time watching a wrestling show. It goes down easy, and you get everything you could possibly want from wrestling, all in one tidy package there.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of really good comedy wrestling and a legitimate match of the year contender that I have. I mean, it's third place on my list right now, behind Sai Kamitani, Starlight Kid, and Takeshita and Tsuji. So, it's
that
Tokyo
is
Joshi.
Vaunted company to be in.
Okay, so I didn't even think of this until just now. Tokyo Joshi has 2 of my top 5 because they have Miyu Watanabe and Suzume is in 5th. So,
oh yeah.
It goes Stardom, New Japan, Tokyo Joshi, New Japan, Tokyo Joshi. So,
wait, say that again. Do you have as much Tokyo Joshi in your top 5 as you do Stardom?
No, I have more.
You have more, yeah. More New Japan and Tokyo Joshi than Stardom.
Yeah, so I have Stardom first, 2 New Japan, 2 Tokyo Joshi. Then I have, because right now I only have 2 Stardom in my top 10. I mean, to be fair, Stardom has not had any other big shows yet, really. But... so we'll see what happens. But yeah, the only other top 10 match I have for Stardom right now is Rina versus Sayaka Kurara from the Cinderella, which I have in 8th. So yeah, my top 10 at the moment is 2 Stardom, 2 Tokyo Joshi, 2 DDT, which is Kazu Masumi versus Takeshi Masada in 6th, and the 6-man tag title match from 1-3 and 10th. And then I think 4 New Japan? Yeah. the two tag title matches, the Oscar Yuto Ice and Zack and Oiwa. Oscar Yuto Ice against Ubito and Yuya. That's 7th and 9th. The Takeshita versus Tsuji match in 2nd, and the Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ryohei Oiwa match in 4th. So yeah, it's 4 New Japan, 2 Stardom, 2 Tokyo Joshi, 2 DDT. Is my top 10 at the moment. So nobody else gets in. That's everybody. But yeah, that's just a hell of a show. Hell of a fucking show. That is for sure.
Yeah.
What's coming up for Tokyo Joshi? A few things. So their next show is June 4th. Oh, Home Cheer Home. Why I say June 4th? April 4th. Home Cheer Home. Mifu Ashida Homecoming Show in Kyoto. So I get to see the cheerleader return home. I'm sure everybody's very, very excited to see Mifu Ashida. She's going to be in the main event. She's teaming with Yuki Arai to face Mizuki and Uda Takami. So,
ooh, okay. Yeah. That sounds really good, especially if they're keeping the Mizuki and Uda Takami team together. Yeah. I like that tag team.
Not a ton else interesting. There's 2 singles matches: Sakura Hattori versus Chika Nanase and Wakana Uehara versus Shion Kanzaki. And that's about it. A bunch of tags otherwise. Then April 5th in Fukuoka. Another Miyu Yamashita is the homecoming girl on that one. He's teaming with Shoko Nakajima against Yuki Arai and Toga in the main event. Not a ton else of note on this show. Again, it keeps up with the Sakura Tori singles matches, this time against Shion. Mizuki faces Wakana. The April 8th show in Ueno Park, that will have a 5-way match to determine the next challenger of the International Princess title after Vegas. So it's Himawari versus Rika Tatsumi versus Haru Kazushiro versus Mifu Ashida versus Uda Takami. So it's Rika Tatsumi in there with 4 young wrestlers, basically.
Yeah, feels like this is Rika Tatsumi's to win, right?
Yeah.
Though I could see Himawari winning it.
I could see Himawari. I could see it Mifu, I think. They want to just do like an easy challenge, like an easy challenge that also is a wrestler.
Yeah, that elevates someone. I could see that.
Yeah. So yeah, then the June 15th or April 15th, 16th. God, I'm really all over the place these dates. I'm sorry. April 16th, Tokyo Joshi live in Las Vegas 2026 has the 3 title matches, which is the International Princess title, Suzume versus Sakura Hattori, which, makes sense. The ninja's been getting all these wins since she, became a new ninja wrestler. She's been winning every singles match she's in. So they're paying that off here with the title shot. Very logical booking. Then we have Kyoraku Kyome, the team of Shoko Nakajima and Hyper Misao, challenging the Iconics for the Princess Tag Team titles, and Yuki Arai defending the Princess of Princess title against J-Rod. I obviously don't think we're going to see either singles title change hands. The tag titles, maybe. It just depends on if they're going to keep using the Iconics or not, I guess. What do you think? Do you think their tag titles are going to change hands?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the tag titles won't change hands until whenever their next big show is. Summer Sun Princess, I'm guessing.
Okay. But yeah, there is your Vegas lineup.
I think they just pay a lot of respect to whoever is a former WWE wrestler. You get that automatically, so they'll get like a V2 or so.
So that is the tag title, the 3 title matches. We don't know the rest of the card yet. Hoping for some good stuff. I mean, Yuki Arai versus J-Rod could be really good. Miyu versus J-Rod was really good. And the Princess title match could be good. Definitely just excited to see a Suzume title defense.
So that feels like the big challenge for Yuki Arai right now, right? That she is now in the position where she needs to be the wall that Miyu was for her, for all of her challengers. And while I think Yuki Arai is a pretty good wrestler, that's still a different role than what she's ever had before in her wrestling career. Even when she was International Princess Champion. So we'll see how well she does that.
Be interesting. She gets to work out the underdog in this match at least, but we'll see what happens after that. The final match we have is for the May 4th Yes Wonderland 26 show from Cork and Hall. We know that the International Princess title match will take place there. So the Suzume Hattori winner will face the 5-way match winner on that show. So that is what's coming up in Tokyo Joshi. All right, let's go over to New Japan and we'll do a preview of the Sakura Genesis show. It's coming up in later this week on Saturday, April 4th. Before that, a couple days earlier, we have the Road to Sakura Genesis 2026 show from Cork and Hall, which has the 2 junior title matches on top. The junior tag title match, Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori go with their first defense against Francesco Akira and Jacob Austin Young from the United Empire. I see title change here. What do you think?
Oh, it feels 50-50 to me. I don't know. With Best of the Super Junior coming up, I guess they may want to establish the challengers here, right? Because like Jacob Austin Young hasn't competed in the Best of the Super Juniors yet. So just strapping the belt on him gives him a logical reason to be in the tournament. But maybe they would have already announced that he's in it by then, so then who knows? I don't know if they necessarily value like having a reason to be in the tournament per se, especially when they're in a division that needs warm bodies.
Apparently, they just moved Stardom out of NJPW into Bushi Road? Huh. I just saw that come.
Huh? What's going on?
I don't know. I just saw someone say they moved Stardom out of NJPW into Bushi Road. Because remember, they had moved it into.
From Bushi Road Fight, which was like this. Like they were a subsidiary of a larger like mixed martial arts thing.
Yeah,
and then they got moved to under NJPW, and so now they're directly on Bushi Road.
I'm trying to see where they're getting that info from. Let me see.
Does this feel like another step for Okada in particular to move up the Bushi Road chain of command? If that's what they're doing.
I don't know. So that guy put it on. It was in the Super J-Cast Discord. I don't know where he got that from because I don't see it on. I don't see it on their Twitter.
Or if you want a grim thought, they might be preparing to sell New Japan, and they want that separated from Stardom.
Yeah, I mean that definitely would be a grim thought. That is for sure. Or sell Stardom, I guess.
Could do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's interesting, like, why would they? You'd think they have all this. I'm just trying to see if I can find any confirmation of this or like where the fuck.
Because something I've been thinking about is the New Japan World existing at all and all of the other streaming services that we take advantage of now to watch Japanese wrestling basically live at any time. This was all built in response to WWE's like paid service, right? But nowadays in America, that's no longer the strategy for media anymore. It's you get bought up by a larger conglomerate and you provide them content. So, like imagine if Amazon or Apple or I don't know who would be like a large enough presence in Japan specifically to want to buy the rights, especially for streaming for New Japan. But there might be a player in there like that.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'll wait for some confirmation because I don't really see. Why?
And if none of this is correct, we can just cut this out later.
I did find a photo of Natsupoi biting Maki Ito's Kawaii Ukari belt from Maki.
That's a really fun feud if that's something they want to do for Yokohama Arena.
Apparently that is the Yokohama Arena match.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, that's so good.
Right, I'll wait to see
I'm sad Natsupoi isn't higher up on the card, but that's a really fun match right there.
Yeah. All right, so junior tag title match. Yeah, I kind of think they're going to want to establish them, especially since JAY especially was kind of a jobber before this year, So you think you want to give him a big win here to like show that he can beat people.
Mm-hmm.
And Akira, they've been pushing really hard all year, and they're never that afraid to only do a V0 with the junior tag titles. They've done it before.
True,
so
true. Especially for a prior champion too, right?
Yeah. So I'm seeing title change, I think.
Okay.
Junior title match main event. This is the one I really have no read. Doki is making his third defense here against Yo.
Only his third?
I know. He's had
that doesn't sound right.
I mean, because he didn't... I don't know. This reign's so stupid.
I gotta confess something. I have no idea what's going on with Yo. I did not watch whatever happened. He turned? Is that right?
No. He did a pretend... No, he just pretend to be...
Okay,
pretend to be evil. Yeah.
Okay, alright, sure.
I mean, he was like... That was the only thing over on the entire... Like... one of the most over things in the entire show, or the most over thing in the entire show
until you brought up Yo was challenging, I still thought Master Wato was the next challenger. I forgot that already happened because I did not watch that show.
Yeah. But yeah, I wonder if maybe there's an article about it on the STARDOM website. I just realized. Let's see. Don't know why I didn't think to look there. Now, there's nothing on the STARDOM website either. Where is this man getting this?
Is it not an announcement on the STARDOM Twitter?
I didn't see it there either.
Let me see if Shoe Pro has something.
Like, I just want to... Like, if I just read a bad take... live on the air, and a false story. I will never forgive you, Super J-Cast leader Cardo Katan. But yeah, I don't know where he's getting this from because I don't see it anywhere.
I only see match results, so...
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway. I did ask him where he's seen this, so hopefully he answers me at some point because I don't see it anywhere on Twitter. I don't see it anywhere on the website, unless it's on like some Bushiroad corporate website or something. I don't know, but here's Bushiroad Inc. I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed at this point that I read that and can't find any confirmation, but whatever. Okay, back to what I was talking about. Yeah, the junior title match, I mean, the only thing I can think of is like, will they really want to make Yo the 100th champion? I don't know. Like maybe they're making a big deal of this 100th champion thing and they're saving it for for Kosei Fujita. But I don't know. This fucking Yo reign. Like, I mean, it's fucking Doki reign. Can we just get Yo as champion to go into Best Super Junior? At least he's over.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might make some sense, because if Yo was over, and this would be his first win of the title, and he would be the 100th champion, and he's been there for ages, like, if you're a Yo fan, you have been starving. I could see it. It would make sense.
Yeah.
If nothing else, all the people who thought Yo was bad are so fucking fed up with the Doki reign that they'll happily take Yo as champion at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, apparently he's okay. There's an article on the New Japan site. It looks like. Okay. Notice from New Japan Pro Wrestling at the board meeting held on March 25th, 2026. We would like to inform you that we decided to transfer all the shares of STARDOM Company Limited held by the company to Bushiroad Company Limited, the parent company of the company. For details, please refer to Bushiroad Company. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they're going to sell STARDOM soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this means, really. I have no idea. Yeah,
all right. Neither of us are experts in business, let alone Japanese business. So,
yeah, I just have no clue what it means. But whatever. Wonder what it means.
Oh,
right.
Jacob Austin Young has already been announced for the Best of the Super Junior. So
yeah, no, that I know.
Okay, that I didn't know.
Sakura Genesis itself, which we did a little teeny preview of it last week, but there's been one big new match announcement since. So, and we have the exact card order now too. So the kickoff match is Kushida and Masutaro Yasuda versus Tatsuya Matsumoto and Taisei Nakahara. It's a Young Lion match. Not much to say about that one.
Mm-hmm.
The opener of the main show is Togi Makabe and Tiger Mask versus Hartley Jackson and Kosei Fujita. So good for Tiger Mask getting one last Ryogoku match before he retires in a few months. Would expect they're going to lose though. Well, I guess Makabe could pin Hartley. I guess.
Sure.
I'd expect probably the younger guys will win.
Getting out my bump counter for the old men in this match.
Well, you're talking about Tiger Mask and Makabe.
Yeah.
Tiger Mask usually takes some bumps. I don't know.
Yeah, Makabe will take a couple.
Match 2, Shingo Takagi, Taiji Shimori, and Robbie X against Jake Lee, Francisco Akira, and Jacob Austin Young. These weird matches where they've already had the title match and now they're doing the post-title match, hype match thing. It's very weird. One of the reasons why I don't like the idea of having the title match in Korakuen, because it just makes matches weird.
I wonder if what's going on here, because of Shingo's word saying recently, is if Shingo gets the pin on Jake Lee, then he would make sense as a challenger for Dontaku.
For what?
For Dontaku. For the IWGP Heavyweight.
Buddy, are you making a joke or did you go insane?
Why would that be insane? What did I miss?
Jake Lee's not the IWGP Heavyweight
I know
champion.
He's not. I'm saying he beat a previous
challenger.
What are you...
All right.
How is that not obvious?
We both... There is something going on there where I'm like, does he think Jake Lee's the IWGP champion? He lost that title shot. But no, of course they could just give Shingo the pin.
Exactly.
And then just bring him out as a
Because
challenger.
Shingo's been talking a lot about how, hey, I'm the only one without a belt here in Unbound Company. Gosh, that sure bothers me. Looks very obviously at Tsuji and his 2 belts. So that feels like they're setting that up. If they wanted to set that up in the ring, this might be the place to do it.
Got it. Okay. I don't know. That was one of the weirder things we've done on the podcast. I did say over and over again, I've had a really long work day. I listened to people argue about artificial intelligence for 2 hours. It's a very, very, very long work day. Match 3, Aaron Wolf, Yo, Toriano, and Master Wato versus Don Fale, Doki, Sho, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Sure.
It's man, I haven't had
I'm glad you have thoughts.
I haven't had a chance to air my feelings about Aaron Wolf since we last talked shortly after our Japan trip. It feels like they're just going to put him in stasis until Dominion, when he'll challenge whoever has the Never Belt, which presumably would still be Ren, right? That they'll still keep it on House of Torture so that there's some continuity for the tons of people who will tune in to watch just this Aaron Wolf match, basically. And that as just a day-to-day in-and-out viewer, almost. Not recently, but still. I read the backstage comments, at least. That's disappointing, and it feels like I've lost a lot of interest in him. Not that I've given up hope on him, not that I don't think he will never be good, not that I think the company has given up on him. If anything, they're being very protective of him. I kind of just feel like there's got to be a better way to develop this guy in public than what they're doing. Tying him to House of Torture for 6 months like this, that's rough.
Yeah, I don't know. I really, I mean, I'm glad you had a take, like I said, because I'm out of Aaron Wolf takes at this point. Like, yeah,
that's fair enough. You've had to talk about him a lot more than I had, so.
Yeah. Also, I couldn't believe, you haven't been on here since we got back from Japan? Wow.
Yeah, pretty sure.
It's kind of crazy. Well,
wait, no. I don't think that's true. I think it was on one other show after that, but.
Yeah, I thought you were, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way,
it's been a very long couple of days of work for me. So
Yeah, well,
I'm woozy too.
Match number 4. This was the one that got added, surprisingly. So remember last week I was like, well, they got to have something for Yuya. They had something for Yuya. It is Yuya Uemura, Taichi, and El Desperado versus Will Ospreay, Hanare, and Great Okan. Yes, Will Ospreay back in New Japan Pro Wrestling for the first time since he left it in mid-2024. There were rumors going. I mean, again, the Deli had this one. I think. Did they even say he might be back as soon as Sakura Genesis? I feel like they had that.
The Super J-Cast Deli?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember Joel posting that.
Okay, I could have sworn they said something like that. Maybe he posted it in the discussion only, which is like not where sometimes he lets on that he knows more than he can report, basically.
Yeah.
But because I think his post was like they're gonna show up by like maybe by Dominion. So I mean, this is one of those things where it's like hats off to Joel for fucking. He always has these real. Nobody can. The fact that people think he doesn't have real sources is so fucking funny to me. It's like who else has this stuff?
Yeah. Definitely not Dave. Ever since all those guys went to AEW, he has no idea what's going on in New Japan anymore.
Yeah, that is for sure.
But yeah, this is exciting. It's been long enough now that I'm kind of hankering to see Will Ospreay as a special guest in New Japan, which I assume is just all this is setting up, right?
Yeah.
That I like maybe there's a big feud for Ospreay and Callum at maybe Dominion would make sense.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is going to set up a Dominion match. Now, I've seen my friend Quinlan and some other people too seem convinced that he is like what's the word? Like that this means Callum is winning the title in the main event. I think they could easily be doing a thing where Callum loses the main event either because Ospreay stops someone from cheating or Ospreay prevents somebody, like either stops someone from cheating or just like, he's just there after Callum loses or something. Yeah. And Callum takes it on him or something like that. That's what I think Ospreay's definitely here to set up something with Callum. But I just don't think that necessarily means Callum's winning.
Now, do you think they may try to set up Will Ospreay for a match with Tsuji for the international belt first?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe that's the Dominion match is like, yes, Callum loses here for the heavyweight, but then Ospreay wins the global heavyweight and then Callum like attacks him backstage or something and gets a GHC shot at Dominion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just because then he'd have to be around another time, which I don't know if he's going to have time to show up between now and then.
That's true, yeah. And I don't know what the schedule is like for AEW, especially in regards to like they still do that big yearly show in London, and this year he's got to have a central part in that. I would imagine now that he's healthy.
Yeah. Blue Jays are pouring on now. Let's fucking go. Man, I wish Kazuaki Okamoto didn't get thrown out of third base, but what are you going to do? He's been great anyway, though. The big Japanese import. The real big Kazu. I guess people call Okada Little Kazu. But great. Love it. I mean, no better thing than a baseball team I cheer for could do than bring over a Japanese player and have it go great so far. Present to me. He's a Yomiuri Giant, too. So, like, he... for people who don't know anything about Japanese baseball, that's like they were mentioning this on the broadcast. So like that's the Yankees of Japan and then some, which is very true because like I've seen it reported that as many as like almost half of all baseball fans in Japan are Yomiuri Giants fans. I mean that's like the team.
Huh.
So I mean there's only 12 teams total in Japanese baseball, so it's not like there's that many.
And something like 4 of them are in Tokyo.
Yeah, it's Yomiuri Giants are the Tokyo Dome team. Tokyo Yakult Swallows play at Meiji Jingu Stadium in Shinjuku. I don't think. Well, it's not 4 in. Those are the only 2 in Tokyo proper. But there's a whole bunch of other ones very close by.
Right, in like the suburbs.
Yeah, there's Yokohama DNA Bay Stars, which is very close to Tokyo, like a 30-minute train ride. Seibu Lions, which is out in the Seibu Dome, which is like Saitama. The Chiba Lot Marines, which is in Chiba, which is like another suburb of Tokyo. So yeah, it's like 5 teams, I think, of the 12 that are all in Tokyo. Am I even be forgetting one? Let me say. NPB teams. I know two are Osaka. So Oryx Buffaloes play in Osaka proper, and then the Hanshin Tigers play in the suburbs of Osaka. Yeah, so it's like 5 Tokyo area teams. So you have the 5 Tokyo area teams, you have the 2 Osaka teams, and then you have the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, who used to be a Tokyo area team. They used to play in the Tokyo Dome before they moved all the way out to Sapporo. So there used to be 6 of them. There used to be half the league. There's the Rakuten Golden Eagles. They play in Tohoku. They play in Sendai. Which, boy, does Sendai love having an MPB team, because that's a pretty recent thing. I think it only happened in the 2010s. And when you go to Sendai, like everywhere, the fucking Rakuten Golden Eagles, like they're all over the train station. They're all over the town. They're like, they love having a fucking baseball team. There's the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. They're based in Fukuoka, all the way out in Kyushu. The Chunichi Dragons are the Nagoya team. And there's the Hiroshima Carp, who are Hiroshima. So yeah, that's all the teams. The poor island of Shikoku is the only island besides Okinawa that doesn't have a team. But I mean, it makes sense to have no team though, because no one lives in Shikoku. So, but I'm trying to think, what are the other areas that should have a team, but probably but don't? Actually, I guess that's pretty much it, because Kobe and Kyoto can just go to Osaka. So, yeah, I guess that's like, is there any like big population center that doesn't have a team? I guess not. So I guess it makes sense the way they, like, before Sapporo got one, that was the obvious one, but now they did move the Nippon Ham Fighters there. Anyway, I don't know. We got on Japanese baseball. I'm sorry. This show going off topic. What the fuck?
And you were wondering how we would reach 4 hours on a 3 show.
Well, we haven't even gotten to the second one yet. But yes, so I mean, I guess it's really 4 topics, right? And this is a topic. Not the baseball, the Sakura Genesis preview. Yeah,
we're becoming like a half baseball podcast, half wrestling podcast.
But the Jays are actually going to beat the Colorado Rockies, it looks like. Knock on wood. But we're up 5-1 now, so it's looking.
Oh, that's a big win for you. Oh,
in the eighth inning. Thank you. In the 8th inning, 5-1. But yeah, the 6-man tag. I assume I guess I assume the Ospreay team is going to win. I mean, Despy's a junior and Taichi is old, so either one of them will take the fall.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Unless they do some angle with them turning on Ospreay, I guess. Match 5, the never openweight 6-man titles. Very funny that this match is over the last one. Bolton Oleg, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi defending against Ren Narita, Yujiro Takahashi, and Chase Owens. V2 here for what the fuck do they call them? Like Bolt. I forget. They have a nickname. I can't remember what it is now.
Bishamonten.
Bishamonten. Thank you. I assume they're gonna retain. I sure fucking hope they're gonna retain. And then they'll go to Bolton versus Narita next. So
yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So we'll see. Then we have the World TV title match. This was a match I was very excited for when they announced it. Konosuke Takeshita defending against Shota Umino.
This is really high up the card for a TV title match, by the way.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's a great match.
It is, yeah.
As I mentioned last week, I think Takeshi's going to retain. I think he's going to retain.
Will he retain by an outright win, though?
That's a good question. It could just be the 15-minute draw. I think it's going to be the draw, probably.
Yeah.
And that'll set up a rubber match for them, probably in the G1, maybe the G1 final. Who knows?
That'd be pretty sick.
But yeah. IWGP Tag Team titles, Yuto Ice and Oscar defending against Zack Sabre Jr. and Ryohei Oiwa. Knockout Brothers here going for their 5th defense. I think Zack and Oiwa are winning just because the Knockout Brothers are running out of challengers. And then you could just do an immediate rematch next month and have them win the belts back. But, yeah, I mean, when you have a small roster, you're going to have to do stuff like that. I just don't see who else is going to challenge them at this point. But
are they close to any milestones as champions?
No way.
This feels like
fifth.
Well, think about it though as like first-time champions though. How many first-time champions have gotten to V5?
Yeah, maybe. It's just there's no way they're like overall defenses. The record's 10.
Chris Samsa, if you're listening, I bet there's like a fun like trivia nugget in here somewhere. I could smell.
Well, no, that was Bad Intentions' first reign. It was 10 defenses in 564 days. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So
they're not even close to.
Not even close. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway. I could see them winning it. Yeah, I could see as part of elevating Oiwo. Part of it is going to be that he'll be tag champion for a bit. I think any like tag challengers are going to involve a lot of combinations of the young generation that Zach has done such a great job as a wrestling like opponent with recently. So
yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense to have him as a tag champion here.
But yeah, just definitely excited for this rematch of a match that's on my match of the year list, as I mentioned earlier. So
yeah.
Definitely excited for this one. I mean, the top 3 of the show look fantastic.
Yeah.
And the main event, Yota Tsuji defending the heavyweight title against Callum Newman, which going for V2. Again, I'd be pretty surprised if this wasn't fantastic. So
I think if Tsuji does lose, then the corporate side of Bushi Road was madder about Tsuji's comments than anybody let on.
Yeah, indeed. But I think he's going to retain.
Yeah, I think so too.
So yeah, there's your Sakura Genesis review. We'll have we'll have a review of it next week. I have a new guest coming on for that, which will be cool. I mean, I always enjoy first time guests. So Hal from the Super JCast Discord, no username on there. He's going to come on and join me and maybe Arametha. I don't know. We'll figure that out still. But it might just be me and Hal. We'll see. Because Arametha has a lot of stuff to talk with me about next week with all the other shows that are coming up. So, and may not have time in general. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, there's your New Japan Sakura Genesis preview. Let's go over to Sareee-ism, which was a little old now. It was from March 22nd, but just didn't have time to get it on last week's episode. So this show, Yokohama Budokan, did 2,693. Hell of a number for Sareee. Like, wow. Put in almost 2,700 people. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The first dark match was Sayaka Toyota and Akali defeating Yuka and Uta Shima. It was Sayaka pinning Shima with a missile kick in 840. So Uta is a freelancer I'm not familiar with at all. She's only been active since 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to mostly be in Wave these days. Yuka is, of course, my demon from Ice Ribbon. I love Yuka.
Yep.
I put her over.
Was so happy to see her again.
Akari is from Chile, the country. She wrestles most often in Pure J, and where apparently I think she trained there. She did spend some time in CMLL earlier this year as well. Toyota is another freelancer I'm not familiar with. She's been wrestling since 2021. I thought this match was fine, but a bit dry. The production was a little like, and I feel like once they turned the lights off, it didn't look as bad. But like the not that great, the not that great camera work for a bigger building and like no commentary and everything. It hit a little different here than it did on these tiny Shinjuku face shows that Sareee is used to producing, I guess. So it was a little weird. But like once they lowered the lights, it looked better, I thought. But the lights were off for the two dark matches. So like the minimalist production didn't work as well, I thought, in general, though, in Yokohama Budokan.
No, but the camera work was going to be a problem. There were definitely times where I was having trouble following the action. I think part of it was just the camera cuts were hard to follow. So
yeah,
which is rarely a problem in like when I'm watching Japanese wrestling. I feel like it was just whoever was behind the camera just didn't have whatever experience it is that lets TV Tokyo do their magic.
Yeah. Once Yuka and Sayaka like started rolling around and just like pounding on each other, though, that stuff barely even mattered because these two girls just love beating each other's asses. They were fucking beating each other's asses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because of how stiff this was, it improved a lot by the end. I went 3 1/4. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I enjoy being introduced to new wrestlers a lot, which was a lot of this card for me. Well, not as much as I would have thought, but if this was a pretty quick, fairly entertaining undercard. And I got to see Yuka again, who is someone I really enjoyed since being introduced to her at the Ice Ribbon Mania show last year.
Yeah, I mean, she's the biggest reason more. So I don't know if you listened to the episode where I talked about I have like a really tough 3-way decision when I go to Japan, because like the day of the Stardom the Conversion show, there's 3 different earlier Joshi shows I could go to, but they're all like almost the same time. Where it's like Marigold at Cork at 11:30, Ice Ribbon at noon in Kitazawa, and Sendai Girls at 12:30 in Shin Kiba. I'm probably leaning Ice Ribbon, but like that, it's a really tough decision to make. I'm probably gonna try to wait and see cards for each one and hope none of them sell out.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't think any of those are gonna sell out.
Yeah,
I would wait for like what the card is, especially the main event.
Yeah, like if Yuka's in a big match at Ice Ribbon, that would really, really make me want to go to Ice Ribbon. But it just depends. I mean, I'm gonna wait and see. I mean, the Marigold show you think would be the biggest of the 3 because it's a cork, but Marigold doesn't always put up the biggest cork and cards either.
Is this where the Utami versus Miku Ano match was announced?
I don't think it'd be for June already.
Oh, June? Yeah, I don't think they're announcing any matches for June then. That was probably an April Kirk and then.
Yeah. This is June 20th.
Okay.
It's the same day as the conversion. The conversion's at 4, so I should be able to go to all 3 of these without issue. I think the most potential issue would be the Sendai Girls Shin Kiba, because it starts the latest and it's also the furthest away. The other 2 I think would be no issue at all. But yeah, so I really want to go to Ice Ribbon because I really want to see Yuka, and we'll see. And plus it'd be a new venue too, because it's a Kitazawa Town Hall, which is like one of those tiny little venues that in like downtown Tokyo. So,
and I don't think there's any pandas in Ice Ribbon, so
that is true. Well, Nicole's not going to go to 2 wrestling shows to be the same day anyway. She's like, you're on. She's like, I think she already told me like you're on your own no matter which one you go to. Dark match, because she is going to the conversion.
Dark match. So did you ask her opinion on if she wanted Ice Ribbon or Sendai Girls or Marigold?
No. She was like, I'm not going to anything. Because it's like, I'm not going to 2 wrestling shows.
I was just imagining how that conversation would have played out.
Well, it was the conversation was, you're a crazy person going to 2 wrestling shows the same day. I'm not going to another one with you. Anyway.
She's correct, by the way.
Oh, you did 2 in the same day, too.
Yeah, we're both crazy people.
I guess. I knew people who went and did 3 in the same day.
Yeah, that is intense.
Yeah. She's like, I thought the whole idea was not to. I can't do a Nicole voice. She was like, I thought the whole idea was to not do so many wrestling shows on this trip after you did so many last time. Like, I'm not doing as many. Like 8 or 9 or whatever. It's not as many. It's like, how many did I go to last time? Like 16? Was it more than that? I don't even remember anymore. I should look this up. How many? Because I have like a ranking, so I could tell from my ranking. How many wrestling shows did I go to on the last Wrestle Kingdom trip? I way understated it. It was 20. I went to 20 shows. Jesus Christ. You didn't react. I thought you reacted. You didn't react at all to that.
Oh, I was nodding my head, which you could obviously see. And the listeners, they could hear me nodding my head. How
many shows did you go to? Do you know?
It was a much smaller number than that. I want to say it was maybe 10 total.
I was definitely the most I ever went to on one trip. Even this coming Wrestle Kingdom season, I'm not going to that many shows again.
Yeah.
I'm saying that now. Famous last words, I'm not doing it. All right. The other dark match, as we once again, this show never goes off topic. Celine Misora, which I'm probably mispronouncing. Celine, is it Celine or Selene? I don't know. Celine Misora versus Kikyo Furusawa went to a 10-minute time limit draw. Misora is from Seed. So she was in that really hyped. She was in that really hyped tag match that I still haven't gotten around to watching, which I'm gonna remember to do it someday. I finally remember to watch the other really hyped match from February that I got around to, which was that 5-minute Marvelous match. Going off topic again. The 5-minute Marvelous match with Ai Hozan and Miyu Momono, which that match is fucking incredible. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
So like Mio goes in basically saying, she was like telling Ai that like Senka surpassed you, even though she's so much younger and so much less experienced. Like, what is wrong with you? That kind of thing. Because she's like, I guess, from an older generation, but hadn't really shown as much. And she basically it's like this desperate, like trying to prove herself type match. And it's also maybe the stiffest match I've ever seen in my life, which is really saying something. Like, if you want to see two girls give each other CTE, I mean, that is the match. So like, it's a 5-minute match I won 4.5 stars on. So it is incredible.
Yeah, that sounds
definitely
nuts. Yeah,
definitely an incredible match. So I can send you a link to it, by the way. Maybe I'll do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I gotta watch the Seed one still. Is the point. I think she's in it. So this is my first time seeing her. I liked her theme song a lot. It was a really cool theme song. I loved Kikyo's. Obviously, she's from Stardom. Everybody should know that one. I loved her cute little surprise reaction at the red and black streamers being thrown for her, because obviously Stardom doesn't have streamers 99% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was adorable. Adorable reaction by Kikyo. The two of them both did the Sareee hair tosses, presumably in tribute to her. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. This match never really clicked to me. It just didn't feel like the two of them really had much chemistry. Or maybe they just both had an off night. I don't know. I did like it at the end where it was like Celine trying to survive when Kikyo had the ankle locks. But then she did ultimately escape towards the end of the time limit and just kept like rolling back and forth right until the time limit expired. Very average match overall, though, I thought. 2.5.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about this one either. It was, I think, a little longer than either of these rookies could really carry as a singles match together. So,
the main show had a really cool introduction video. Young Sareee may as well be a different person.
mm-hmm.
Like, some people look the same as they did when they were young. Sareee does not. And Saree's still not that... I mean, she's not that old. She just aged out at 30 under 30 this year. But, between the fact that she obviously gained a lot of body mass, she very much gained a lot of muscle and, like, that became much thicker. But on top of that, she just looked completely different, even just, like, facially and, like, her hairstyle and everything. So, yeah, just one of these people who just look completely different from what they did when they were younger. But a very cool introductory video in general, like where she's like picking up the sand on the beach and everything, and just like very cool. Match number 1, the opener of the main show, was Chi-Chi and Miku Kanoe defeating Rina, not that Rina, and Amu Fujiwara in 12:42 when Miku Kanoe pinned Fujiwara, the German suplex hold. So Amu and the other Rina, who used to be called Nori, are both from LLPW X. Amu is also 14 years old, by the way. So the other two, of course, Chi-Chi and Miku, are not pretty well known, I think, and they're Saree's most common like indie girl partners from when she appears in Stardom. And as we just found out after this show took place, a few days or a week later, Chi-Chi along with Zone S are both leaving the Evolution promotion,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I found that pretty stunning. I did not see that one coming at all. I assume they just they've heard about all the money the freelancers can make in Joshi now, and they're just gonna, be freelancers. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna actually sign somewhere. Who knows? But we'll see. But yeah, the building did, like I said, looked a lot better with the lights off. At the production. Miku and Chi-Chi just took turns beating this poor child's ass. I mean, just beat the shit out of this kid Amu. And Chi-Chi was targeting her taped up leg. The kid fired back with some pretty stiff forms of Chi-Chi's chest before she's finally able to tag out to Rina. Rina hit some very stiff leg kicks during a nice exchange with Chi-Chi in general. And there was this cool spot where Chi-Chi like dodged a kick and immediately hit a leg sweep on Rena all in one motion. And yeah, this match was just all action, both teams going back and forth, exactly what you want from a main show opener. 3 3/4, really good match.
Yeah. What did you think of Rena specifically?
I don't know. I didn't really have a strong take on her, I guess. I didn't
Really?
She didn't stand out as much. She looked good. I mean, she was one of these wrestlers who like who gave me the take like you can find like perfectly good wrestlers like they can step into any promotion on like very tiny indies. I mean, she did not look like she'd be out of place in any bigger promotion. That is for sure.
No, she has all the tools. She has presence. She's clearly a great striker, clearly a great wrestler. She used to be known as Nori in Marigold and LLPW. So she was in the first Marigold Dreamstar, and that's where I was introduced to her. And her matches were always a highlight. And it's kind of a shame that a lot of her matches otherwise just don't make tape. Because I would definitely watch more of them. I would attend any show that she's on. I think she's just very compelling. I love a great kick demon, and she's one of the best I've seen.
Oh yeah, I too enjoy the kick demons. That is for sure.
Yep.
Match 2 was Vaney defeating Hanako in 8:37 with a moonsault press. So that one of my favorite things we talked about a hard slap that Vaney took at the Tokyo Joshi show about a week later. Here she was the one who gave a very hard slap.
Mm-hmm.
So Vaney obviously is not used to being having another Joshi wrestler be this much taller than her. I mean, she's like 5'7", I think, or like 170 centimeters, which is very tall for a Joshi wrestler. Obviously, Hanako is taller, and Hanako is doing like the look how taller than you I am, while I'm like pretending I'm looking for a test of strength or whatever kind of shit. And Vaney did not take kind of that, and she slapped Hanako so hard across the fucking face. I was like, oh my god. She also gave her a really hard running boot to the face to knock her off the apron before hitting a moonsault off the second turnbuckle to the floor. And yeah, from there the match just was a good match. I mean, this is the most I can recall enjoying a Hanako match in ages. Maybe because she actually got to just like wrestle someone her own size for a change. You know, you don't do that often in Stardom. But yeah, 3.5 stars. I thought it was a good match.
I didn't really enjoy this. Partly because I thought Vinny really dominated the match, and Hanako just couldn't match Vinny's energy for this one. Yeah, I was underwhelmed by it.
Well, there you go. Different takes, folks.
Yeah, there you go.
Match number 3, Kuroshio Tokyo Japan defeats Shin Hirota Sareee in 4 minutes and 13 seconds, or Shin Sareee Hirota, I guess in the English order, with the Ikemen Flash. It's very funny to me how often Jiro gets booked on Joshi shows. I assume it's just because the girls think he's cute.
Could be. Audiences always love him. The entrance always pops people.
But he's very popular with women fans, so why wouldn't he also be popular with women wrestlers?
Yeah, I could see that. He also fits like a needed comedy slot as well on shows.
I mean, they can't all be lesbians, so.
True. He also probably fits like a good comedy slot, right? So.
Yeah. I was trying to be funny with it. You're trying to be serious analyst mode here. I enjoy that he just goes through his whole song now every time and then leaves for making them chant for the encore. Like he does that every single time I see him now. And honestly, I am the anti-Rich Kraetsch on Jiro. I'll never get tired of him. I enjoy the entrance every time. I mean, it's even more fun when you're there in person, obviously. Have you ever been there for? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there for the one that he did at Marigold at the start of his feud with Megaton when he was what did they call it? Special J, I think is what it was.
I never watched that. I still never watched that show.
I mean, it was a good show, so
yeah, sure.
Maybe worth going back and watch. I would say Mayu versus Iroha specifically. You need to go back and see that GHC.
Because obviously, that was when I was at the Stardom show at Shinjuku Face, so we were separated for that one.
Yep.
That might have been the only show you went to that I didn't go to, right? Oh, the Marvelous 2, right? You went to Marvelous 2?
Went to Marvelous as well, yeah.
Yeah, so those are the only 2 shows I think you went to that I didn't go to. But, because I was at JTO for that one, which I don't regret going to because that match with where Mirai beat Azusa and Nava for the JTO girls title was fucking awesome.
And apparently
will never. I was gonna say, fucking awesome, and apparently may never make tape. So that's another important part of it. Because it's like a 4.25 star match that just may never. No one except me and the other fucking 120 people in the building may ever get to see it. So, but yeah, so Jiro, you've seen his entrance. What do you think of Jiro? I don't even know what you think. Are you more on the Rich Crate side of this?
No, I think he's fine. I think, like I said, I think for a lot of these shows, he adds a needed element of comedy to break the card up, give it a little variety. Yes, the gimmick is roughly the same each time, but I find like he's willing to work a comedy match in different ways with different wrestlers. Like his Megaton matches, which are apparently very, very over. Like definitely the one I saw live in January was extremely over. That was like fairly funny because he's a good. The Kurikan? No, not yet. No, I haven't watched Marigold in a bit. He's a very good.
Was also very
comedian. I bet. I would put him as like a very gifted physical comedian, and the actual matches can be a little hit or miss, but I don't resent them. They help break up the card.
So yeah, Sakura was the X here. I do not understand this woman. Speaking of people I don't understand their haters, I don't understand this woman's haters. I laugh every time.
Yep.
Nobody does faux seriousness quite like she does.
Very funny.
That is her thing. She is the fucking funniest faux serious wrestler out there. I mean, just like the look she gives, where she's just you could I don't know how she herself doesn't manage not to laugh every time because she is very, very funny. The crowd immediately starts chanting for Sareee. Nothing will ever top. I don't remember who the fuck was she facing on the. She's facing like Jaguar Hakoda or Jaguar Yokota or something on the Meiko Satomura goodbye show where she came out as Shin Meiko Satomura, and I just remember like the crowd chanting Meiko and like Jaguar or one of the old wrestlers like that just going like she's not here, which I thought was so fucking funny. But no, she did not. Jiro did not yell that, but like Jaguar was so disgusted by the crowd chanting Meiko for her. But yeah, Jiro just was kind of looking around like there's chicanery afoot. Like that was kind of the look on his face. Sareee started pounding on the turnbuckle. The fake Sareee started pounding on the turnbuckle pads with the fucking forearms. I was laughing so hard. She tried to do the neck bridge out of the pin attempt with great difficulty. And finally reached for the ref's hand to help her out. That was also funny.
Yep, that was probably the best spot in the match.
But short but enjoyable comedy match. 3 stars, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? Don't know why I even bothered to rate this one. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the second half of the match very quickly became routine because I feel like they kind of had a couple fun ideas for to parody some Sareee things, and then immediately just kind of moved into okay, let's wrap this up.
Then we had Jaguar Yokota, Takao Inoue, and Senka Atsuki defeating Yumiko Hoda, Shinobu Kandori, and Fua-chan. It was Jaguar with the Manji Gatame on Fua in 7:29. I popped for Inoue using her goddamn baton, or what the fuck that thing she always carries with her is, on Yumiko Hoda from the outside, immediately in the match for no real reason. Like, you'd think these old Joshi grandmas could stop being assholes to each other after all these years, and you'd be
God no, it only gets worse with age, I
bet. Enjoy the Senka and Fua slugfest when they got in the ring together. That was cool. But yeah, other than that, there wasn't that much to this one besides the too brief Fua and Senka exchange. The all too brief.
Way too brief. Like we basically got a taste of what it would be like for the two of them to wrestle each other.
Yeah. Just okay here, 2 3/4.
And clearly Fua-chan and Senka were down to do more, but I kind of got the sense halfway through this card that they needed to start cutting shit for time. Because it was another match that felt extremely rushed.
The next one?
This one and the previous one with Tokyo, Japan. And Vinny Hanako also just felt like it was way shorter than it should have been. Or could have been.
The semi-main event was Natsupoi defeating Kaoru Ito in 13-16 with La Magistral. Pays off a story they started like 2 years ago in Stardom or something?
I'd forgotten about that, actually. Yeah.
They showed the footage of it in the pre-match of her, like, I guess... I remember that there's a famous one where she's, like, being hung... I mean, they unfortunately didn't include the end of that. I'm pretty sure that's the promo where she gives the angry... the desperate Baipoi. Or like the I don't know, not the angry Baipoi, but like the desperate sad Baipoi or something. Where like it's like because they showed part of that promo. Like it's like Maki Ito, or not Maki Ito. God, why can't I suddenly not remember that? Her, she retired. Tim Hunter's gonna kill me. This is one of the.
I can't rescue you here. I don't know what you're talking about.
The one who she lost to Saya Kamitani and retired.
Oh, Tam Nakano.
Thank you. I don't know why I could not remember Tam Nakano's name. I kept thinking of Maki Ito. So she's like, she's hanging off of Tam Nakano backstage, and the Blue Jays just beat the Rockies, by the way. Hell yeah. But yeah, she's hanging off of Tam Nakano backstage, and she's like screaming about how she has to beat Kaoru Ito, else her entire life is a lie, like that kind of thing. At the end of it, she just goes, Baipoi! Like, I'm not even doing it right. Like the most desperate Baipoi of all time, which I probably just blew everybody's ears out. But like, yeah, the most desperate, like, sad Baipoi of all time. And, yeah, just they didn't include that part though, so I was very upset. Like, they should have included the desperate, sad Baipoi. Anyway, the match itself, Poi went after Ito before she could even get in the ring. During her entrance, she like drop kicked her as she was trying to get through the ropes, and then like died to the outside on her. Ito, though, very quickly took over. Poi did a really good job, selling her desperation, fighting an obviously much bigger opponent. At times, it did kind of feel like she was wrestling herself here, but I mean, Kaoru Ito's very old. I mean, what are you going to do?
But she also took a lot of like really gnarly bumps as part of this too, right? Because Ito is a much bigger woman than her, and she's still doing splashes and foot stomps and shit. It's
yeah. Poi's selling I thought was amazing down the stretch. Ito just hit some nice moves like a powerbomb and then this brutal looking double foot stomp off the ropes like you just mentioned. But Poi just barely gets the pin with the cradle. The finish looked weird because like Ito insisted on kicking out like 3.1. I was like, okay, girl. But pretty good for what it was.
It looked like a miscommunication to me. That Daichi finished the count and he wasn't supposed to. They had a different finish planned. Was my sense. Not that anyone said anything. That's just the sense I got from the match because both wrestlers looked confused. Like Natsupoi had a look of, that wasn't supposed to happen.
We have a lot of we have a bunch of Stardom matches for the Vegas show all of a sudden. Okay, I got to look at these.
While you're looking at that, let me share some thoughts on this match. Which like I didn't really enjoy it because like how do I put this? Like,
there's so much AEW on this fucking show. God damn it. Will I ever be able to escape them on a fucking... Like, they might as well still be in New Japan because they book their fucking American shows like New Japan does. It's like, I'm here to see the Stardom wrestlers. I don't need to see the Babes of Wrath and Chris Statlander.
Chris Statlander in Stardom should be good. I bet that'll be alright.
Like,
I remember her being good when I did watch AEW like 4 or 5 years ago. Ooh.
Athena's here again.
Well, that's good.
It just feels like it's another... I don't know. It just barely feels like it's a Stardom show. There's like 2 matches that are actual Stardom matches. Or 3, I guess. No, because that one has Mina Shirakawa, and she's in AEW too now. I mean, it's cool to have her back, I guess, but like... Yeah, it's like two actual matches that have just Stardom wrestlers. Which is, I don't know.
Ooh, you know what would be fun with... Because I think they set up something in the Kurikan Hall show with Micah and Suzuki again. And I guess both units are on the line or something? Did I see that right, or am I making shit up?
Yeah.
Something like that? Okay.
Sorry,
well, if there's a storyline going on, wouldn't it be good to have like Micah and Mina face off or tag up again in the US shows? they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe Suzuki can come over too and face them in a preview tag. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, maybe.
you're not that into that.
No, that's all right. I'm just not into anything with AEW, so.
All right, fair.
Let me just give the card real quick, because everybody else in the Force Wrestling Discord seems to be burying it, so it seems to be not a good card. Sareee defends challenges for the Strong Women's title against Alex Windsor. I assume that's the main.
Okay.
May Sierra, Starlight Kid, and Azumi versus Babes of Wrath and Chris Statlander. So, like, just going to be
I have
fucking...
no idea if that's any good.
Well, it's going to be, like, probably the fucking Neo Genesis team bumping all over the place for the bigger AEW wrestlers. That's not really what I want to see.
Have they challenged for the artist or anything? Because maybe they...
No.
No, okay, so no chance. All right.
So. Unless it happened today. I don't know.
Okay.
Maika and Mina Shirakawa against Hanako and Yuria Hime. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Athena versus Rina. That's probably the best match of the show by a mile.
Yeah, that's actually exciting. I would want to just watch that one.
Well, this is the other match that doesn't have an AEW wrestler in it, but it just has an indie Joshi wrestler in it. It's Aya Sakura and Natsupoi against Maki Ito and Saki. It's the second best match on the show.
Oh, wow, huh. Saki's flying out for this.
Yeah.
Wow, I had forgotten about Saki.
And then the other only Stardom match is Hazuki and Fuwa-chan versus Rina Yamashita and Suzu Suzuki.
Oh, Fuwa-chan's coming to the States. That feels like kind of a big deal.
Yeah. It's not a bad card, you know. There's some decent stuff, but it's not a good card. I mean, especially the fucking it's not, especially the fucking, just really, like, the whole reason why I want to, like, when seeing, like, some of these Stardom wrestlers I really wanted to see out there, it's like just matching up with the Neo Genesis trio really is the one where it's like matching up with the fucking AEW trio. I mean, Harley Cameron sucks.
That's gonna. I think
even most AEW.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a waste of their talent. Yeah.
Yeah, just not into this at all. So, what are you gonna do? Can't have everything in this world.
Is that the only show they're doing?
I'm
just one.
Sorry?
Are they doing just one show in Vegas?
Most of these wrestlers are also, not all of them, but a bunch of them are also on the Spark Joshi show on Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we'll see what they do on that one. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I didn't spend more money to sit ringside for this. That is for fucking sure. I mean, I spent money to be like in the second tier of seats, basically. I think it was like, which was still very expensive. I think it was like $130 or something.
$130?
But I'm glad. Yeah, it was. This fucking menu was really expensive. So yeah, ugh. just not a great card. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Like I said, the match I'm most excited for is just a tag, basically at point Sakura against Ito and Saki, and then Athena Rina.
I think that sounds really good to me. I bet that'll rock. But if it's low enough on the card, then they probably won't get to make like the best version of the match that they could have between the two of them.
Yeah. But I just put in the chat that I'm burying this on my Omakase recording right now.
As one of 12 different tangents we've gone on.
2 matches I want to see. Athena, Rina, and the Poi Ito tag, and that's about it. But yeah, I don't know. Just not a good card.
Are you more excited for the TJPW card in Vegas then?
Well, we only have those 3 title matches, but I'm more excited for Suzume and Hattori alone than anything on this show.
Oh, they're doing that in Vegas. For some reason, I thought they weren't, but that's right. The next contender match is for after Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I mean J-Rod has shown well.
Yeah.
Against Miyu. So that'll be interesting. J-Rod apparently is a graduate of the NJPW Academy. Did you know that?
I
thought I saw that somewhere. Yeah, all right. I'm just making
Johnny
Robbie
is too.
typing.
Johnny Robbie is too, that one I knew.
Johnny Robbie.
You can't book her? Okay, Johnny Robbie's a fucking New Japan Academy graduate,
Right.
and you couldn't book her on the show, and she's apparently like really good from everything. I mean, everything everybody says.
I feel like I might have seen her before on a Strong show. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Cage Match likes her at least. I don't know if that means anything. She'll be on that Spark show, it looks like. So.
Yeah. But yeah, just they should have. They should have booked.
I mean, they weren't. Were they able to get a lot of their roster over?
Were they able to get a lot of? They have a bunch of people on this show. I mean, look, they shouldn't book so many fucking tags in because there's like 15 Stardom people on this show, and it feels like a lot of them are wasted in these tags. So I don't know. And I get it can't be like 8 singles matches, but just card kind of sucks. That's all. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm mad or anything. But because I like as Chris, friend of the show, Chris is saying in the chat, you know, I can only complain so much when I see these people in Japan, and you know, I was at Dream Queendom, and I'm going to be at the starting the conversion, so I get it. I'm a very lucky person in general, but like, you know, it's just not a good card. That's all. Yeah,
it sounds to me like a 1-match card, and the match unfortunately is in the middle too, so may not get the.
Yeah, like there's someone pointed out, like there's one of the people, one of the bookers of different indie promotions on here, and he booked Natsupoi versus Johnny Robbie on his show, which is Wednesday at 3, which I'm going to go to. As long as my plane lands on time, because it's supposed to land Wednesday at 2, so I get to rush the fuck over there. But like, yeah, that's a better match than anything on this card, as Chris just said pointed out in the chat. So, yeah.
Wait, you think that'll be better than Athena and Reno?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not like mad. I'm not mad I'm going or anything. But like that fucking not spring break. The fucking Bloodsport looks tasty this year, and that's in the same time slot. So anyway, I'm not going to that. I'm going to Stardom, which this crappy card. What else do we got on the Sareee? Oh, we got to talk about the main event.
Oh, we have to talk about the post match as well for Natsupoi versus Ito. Do you remember this?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, it was part of why the match also had some weirdness too. Is that Natsupoi basically immediately demanded a rematch afterwards, even though she won, and Ito's. It sounded like she agreed to it. I kind of got the vibe that Natsupoi was just calling her shot here. There was enough weirdness on this that it was already kind of a match that had a lot of challenges to get good, and having it fall apart in the end like that was still kind of a disappointment. So, kind of a bummer match. I think they have a better one in them if they want to run it back, and it sounds like Natsupoi at least does.
The main event, Sareee and Takumi Iroha defeating Shuri and Chihiro Hashimoto. Sareee pinned Chihiro with a wrist clutch suplex in 23:06. We got a live Tayoshi performance to kick this off, which was really cool. But yeah, just funny how they had they have this big montage, and of course they had no WWE footage, which was funny. But we still got this, the only proof she was there was like this one still image of her standing in front of the WWE logo. So just kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I already missed this theme song because, of course, this is the last time she's going to use it. Lots and lots of no selling down the stretch of this match. I don't know, there's plenty of good action here. Like I didn't write down a big long recap of this because at this point, I mean, I've probably done enough of that in this episode anyway. But like something about it just didn't click with me.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one where because it
was okay.
I have watched this match twice, and each time I came away with I just had nothing to grasp at the end of that. It was weirdly formless.
I think you just liked it more than I did, because I'm going to say it didn't click with me on the level. When I saw the hype for it going in before I watched it, it was like match of the year. I don't think it was match of the year. No. I still thought it was an awesome match. I still thought it was really good. There's still plenty of good action. It just didn't click with me at that next level. And part of it might have been I thought the crowd was weird. Like, why are they not super loud for this when this was Saree's show and everything? Like, your 3,000 people came to see Sareee, and you're not going to be loud for Sareee. But maybe it's just Yokohama Budokan is also a terrible building that eats up sound, supposedly. So that could be part of it. You know, and all the no selling down the stretch was really cool. I wanted to love this match more than I did. And you could tell I wasn't super into it just by the lack of notes I had, basically. Yeah. Sareee and Chihiro did start just killing each other towards the end, which that got me more into it. It was one of like the cooler setups for the Sareee dropkick against the ropes, because it came at the end of a big exchange back and forth between the two, which you don't see that every day. You know, you don't normally see. You know, just kind of like hit the big drop kick at the very end. You know, and Sareee and Chihiro, they're such the stars here. They may as well have been another singles match, you know, between the two in a lot of ways. And it was, you know, an insane stretch filled with cool counters, and then just them just hitting each other very hard. But yeah, Sareee puts Chihiro down with 4 straight of the Uranages. 4 1/4. I agree that the Tokyo Joshi one's way better with people. I agree with the people who said that.
Oh yeah. Clears it by quite a bit. I think I watched this twice because I just couldn't believe that my first reaction to it was what it was, and I thought I must have missed something. And I feel like my complaint about this match is that while it starts at a very high floor and it maintains a lot of quality, because these are 4 world-class wrestlers, the match didn't really have a story to grasp onto. I had a really hard time kind of feeling like any of the action that they were doing to each other had any consequences. So the whole thing was like formless in a way. Very, very odd. That feels almost like a fluky result for what are otherwise, again, 4 of the best wrestlers in the world. It could just be that whatever like psychic wavelength you need to be on to follow the psychology of the match, I just could never find. But this one was like it is 4 stars parentheses underwhelming, but technically good.
Yeah, exactly how I feel too. Like 4 1/4, the underwhelming 4 1/4. Just because again, it got overhyped to me or something. But yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? After the match, we had Takumi Iroha officially challenging Sareee to a title match for the big Marvelous show in Yokohama next month, plus the debut of Saree's new theme song, which is like Taiyoshin Prism, I think it's called. I didn't really like Prism that much. So
I've listened to it a couple times. I think it's growing on me. I'm going to give it time.
It's all right. I just really missed the regular Taiyoshin.
Oh, that's going to be tough to... Yeah, that'll be tough to replace, but... I don't think it's an instant dud like the new Yuka Sakazaki thing.
But yeah, fun enough show overall, but really the main event opener... I mean, the main show opener and the main event are the only 2 things you really need to see here.
I mean, honestly, I think my favorite match on the card was the Chi-Chi and Rina match. Which was like, the opener, actually.
Yeah.
That one I thought set the tone very well, and I just enjoyed it thoroughly in a way that a lot of the rest of the card just didn't really work for me. Underwhelmed by the show, but hey, flowers to Sareee. She, I think, is in her imperial phase, right? Where she is able to sell out a building, practically sell out a building this large as a freelancer, just based on the fact that everywhere she goes, no matter what match she shows up, no matter how big or small the venue is, she's just going to elevate whatever she's in to the next level of intensity. Everyone sees that and appreciates that. She is just one of the best in the world right now.
There you go. And there's your Sareee-ism review. All right, we're at 3 hours and 16 minutes. I thought we were like under 3 hours at least still. Oh my God.
I'm
Well,
so glad you enjoy hanging out with me enough in a podcast that you didn't quite feel the time.
Well, we're not going to go 5 hours again like the last 2 weeks, I guess. But we got one show left, which is the Stardom New Blood 30 show from Wednesday, March 25th at Shin Kiba First Ring. A crowd of 284 people, a sellout in Shin Kiba. It opened up with Hanan, Saya Ida, and Yuria Hime defeating Matoya Hamabi, Ane Kanaya, and Emma Maishima in 9:57. It was Hanan pinning Matoy with the blockbuster hold. So this is Hamabe's first match since the January 3rd Shinjuku Face Afternoon show, the one we were just talking about that I was at instead of the Marigold show, where she re-injured her knee. And it's Emma's first match back since the Dream Queendom pre-show. Mm-hmm. Emma asked to start with Ida for some reason. The crowd was like loud for this right off the bat too. They were chanting for Ida, then chanting for Emma. It's like these Stardom crowds are so fucking like, it's just crazy how hot they are in every building. I mean,
yeah, and this New Blood show in general was very hot. Really elevated a lot of the matches.
Saya chopped the shit out of her, but Emma didn't back down and chopped her right back. It was like, hell yeah. Ane came in next and mostly got her butt kicked, but she's really good at that. Really good at getting her butt kicked. She finally makes a comeback with help from both her partners and then tags in Matoy, who looks spunky as always in there against Hanan. But yeah, Hanan put her at the bridging slam thing that she does, which I guess is the blockbuster hold. Very fun opener. 3 1/4. And the youngest generation of Stardom is so ridiculously talented. I mean, I love all three of these, honestly. So yeah. I put them over on an episode pretty recently, too. And it's like, it's crazy how good all the young wrestlers are in Joshi.
Yep. It's very energetic and great start to the show. I'm glad to see... I think everyone has recovered from injury at this point except for Momo. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Tam from being dead. Wow, you just completely no-sold that joke, huh?
Oh, Tam being dead, you're right. No, but she's on the farm.
That was so weird that you just left it in awkward silence. Just no respect for our kawaii queen.
I didn't hear the joke properly, I guess. I didn't process it. But yeah, I couldn't even... She's so far out of my mind, I couldn't think of her name before. Like, Jesus. Like, oh my God.
Well, is there anyone else I'm not thinking of who is injured, or is Stardom at full strength at this point?
I think you might be right. I can't think of anybody else. Who else is hurt? Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else who's hurt, unless I'm just forgetting someone. Yeah, I don't think there is.
Okay.
I think we're at full power.
Finally.
With all the rookies finally back after the match, Teru Okada announced that the Rookie of the Year tournament will kick off on April 4th in Osaka. They announced the pairings on today's Korok, and obviously I haven't watched that yet, so I don't know what the pairings are. We then hear a little bit from each rookie. I mostly fast-forwarded this, though, because I was in a rush to get through the show before the first baseball game of the season started. Sorry, girls. But I did watch Matoi's thoughts, though, and she was particularly emotional. So, also, I'm pretty sure she's my favorite of this rookie class I've mentioned before. Although Ane is really caught up to her over this time when Matoi was out, because I love Ane too. So, I'm pretty sure Kikyo just said she's the second cutest in the world and immediately left, by the way, which is very funny.
Yep.
If that's what she did.
She knows her character.
Yeah.
I think
next
Kikyo
match
is my favorite, if we're just saying favorite.
I mean, really, they're kind of all my fucking favorite. I'm kind of being an asshole at this, but I don't.
Yeah, ranking them feels like kind of awful in its own way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're all great.
Yeah. Match 2. Speaking of wrestlers I love, everybody in this match, Yuna Mizumori and Rion defeating Moe Hiro and Mase Hiro. So Mase started with Rion. It was really something seeing the twerp tower over somebody. Wow.
She got to be the bully in a way that she just never does for the first time. She got so many easy boos and heat from the crowd. It was so good.
And she looked confused most of the time, but like really confused about it, more than anything. She's like, people could boo me? That was kind of the reaction. She stomped on Mase's foot repeatedly, which got her booed out of the building. But yeah, she now look, she must be taller than fucking Fukigen at least, because I've seen Kaori Oniyama team with Moe Hero, and she barely looks taller than this fucking actual child. So, like Kaori Oniyama has to be the actual shortest person on the roster, I think. Maybe Starlight Kid's shorter. I don't know. It's one of those two.
Yeah, one of those two.
But and Sareee is really, really short too. But she's so wide you barely know it. yeah, there's a lot.
Makes up for it with width.
Yeah, there's a lot of, but yeah, there's a bunch of short people. There's a bunch of people shorter than Rion, I guess, is the thing. But she doesn't usually look like she's towering over those people, I guess. As she was towering over Moe Hero here. Unimon came in, was much happier to embrace her inner heel. She pulled and tossed Mase by the hair and choked her in the corner. Mase tried to forearm Yuna. That didn't go very well for her. So she did some foot stomping on Yuna of her own, and then even got a Rana, but she still couldn't tag out to her older sister. Moe did run in and take a bullet for her little sister. In this case, a Rion running form in the corner. Then goes over and hugs her. That was just adorable.
I feel like there was a lot of Unimon kind of tapping into her Gato move and Choco Pro days here.
Yeah, because she used to wrestle kids all the time then.
Yep.
Mase was finally able to tag out to Moe a little later. And as I've talked about a little, Mase is the star of the gimmick, right? I mean, the crowds love her. She's very good for a kid wrestler, and she's very charismatic. Some of these kids don't really do much of anything, where she just she is a star. But of the two, obviously, the one where I'm okay, you can tell that Moe is actually a really good wrestler, Mm-hmm. Moe is the worker of the pair. She, obviously, the wrestlers take it very easy with Mase being a literal child, which, you don't want to hurt this actual child. I get it. But Moe, being a teenager, apparently can bump all she wants, because they do not take it easy with her in any promotion I've seen. But yeah, so but Moe is just, for a 14-year-old a year into her career, she's just really good. And especially the basic wrestling stuff, because obviously I talked about how the Iconics couldn't feed properly. That Moe never misses a chance to feed for somebody. I mean, she is always in position. It's just crazy when you think about how hard that much actually be, that a 14-year-old working a part-time schedule for a year is already this good at it. Rion just straight up turns on Unimon this match at one point and just joins the Hero Sisters in stomping on her foot, or stomping on her feet, which actually makes sense, because remember, Unimon tore her dress during the Cinderella press conference. So that's, I assume, why Rion's still bitter towards her.
And they're feuding for the high-speed belt.
Yeah, because she pinned her in the Cinderella feud. They had the title match today on today's Korakuen.
Yep.
The sisters just turn on Rion too anyway, though, because you can't trust anybody in Japanese wrestling, I guess. Very exciting closing stretch with Moe repeatedly nearly pinning Yuna with cradles as the remaining time in the time limit ticked away. But Yuna was able to get the pin anyway with her La Magistral. Extremely fun match. I never get tired of watching the Hero Sisters do their thing. So 3.5 stars.
Yep. Really fun stuff.
Afterwards, Yuna showed off her belt to both sisters. And I think Moe said backstage she wants to challenge for it. So I hope we get that match, because that sounds cool.
Yeah.
High speed. Cool. Or how about high speed champion Mase Hero? Let's go. High speed champion Mase Hero. After that, we had Hanako and Echika Miyabi defeating Hina and Kyoko Kotatsu. It was Hanako pinning Kotatsu in 13 minutes and 5 seconds. So we have a new twin tower team here, I guess. Hanako and Miyabi. Miyabi's from PPP, I think, right?
Yep. This was my first time seeing her wrestle. I was really impressed. This was my favorite indie discovery of the week.
Yeah, I've seen her before. I think she's been on New Blood shows before, I think. So, because I don't know where. You know where else I saw her? I saw her in Marvelous recently. So I watched that Marvelous show that I just talked about, the Aihozan and what's her name, Miyamoto match. So I definitely saw her on that Marvelous show, if I'm remembering correctly. She's also booked on the Marvelous show in Vegas, which is cool. So I get to see her when I'm there.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Hina was able to get Echika up and over with one of her judo throws. That looked very impressive. A little while later, Kikyo came in and chopped the big tree Hanako down with kicks for getting an ankle lock. Hanako had to go to the ropes to break. Hanako got her head and arm choke on Kikyo, which always looks pretty sick, and then spinned her around into a slam and pinned her. Pretty good match here. 3.25. Enjoyed it.
Yep. I thought everyone shined, more or less. I really enjoy Kotatsu's like development into just a cool karate wrestler. She did this bit where she kind of does her karate poses before charging a knee into someone. And I don't know, I just think she looks really cool doing that. I think wrestlers should go out of their way to just do cool poses in the middle of matches. It should be like a taunt in Street Fighter where that also like gets you a power up or something if you pull it
off. Then we had the Oedo Tai reunion, Saki Kashima and Fukigen.
I love Tokyo sports.
Defeating Akira Kuragane and Kikyo Furusawa. Saki pinning Kikyo in 6:34.
Or is it We Love Tokyo Sports? It's one of those two. Cage Match does not have it documented, though. And I'm kind of mad about that.
That was their team name, right?
Yep, it was. Yep.
This was exactly the kind of wacky comedy match you probably expect. So Saki fucking did an Eddie Guerrero finish. She did the Eddie Guerrero Kurt Angle finish from WrestleMania 20. She loosened her own shoe while in the ropes. So Kikyo took it right off when she went for the ankle lock a second time and then rolled up with the pin. I was like, of all the people in professional wrestling to rip off a WWE WrestleMania match between Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle from 22 years ago, would not expect it to be Saki Kashima, but that's what happened. It was the exact same finish. So this was definitely the weakest match of the show, but it was fun for what it was, so 3 stars.
I enjoyed it a lot. I don't even know if I'd bother ranking it against the others. I just thought it was delightful from beginning to end. Also, like, Fukigen is apparently like still mad about Saki leaving Oedo Tai / death. Not death. Hate. Is apparently still mad about her leaving the unit. And I think Saki set up a singles match with Fukigen after the match. But there was like some fun. There's a fun dynamic here where one, it's like 2 wily veterans who are lower on the card could still provide like some tension and drama for like 2 really good rookies who felt like they had a little bit of a chance here, but in the end just got outsmarted. Favorite bit on the match was when Fukigen Death was doing the spot where she yells Brainbuster Death and kept getting rolled up by Akira. Did this 3 or 4 times, and Saki had seen enough of it, so she goes out and tries to silence Fukigen Death by like just grabbing her mouth from behind and to keep her from saying it, I guess with the idea that would keep her from getting rolled up. And Kikyo comes in, immediately throws out Saki Kashima by grabbing her by the mouth too from behind. And the next Brainbuster Death ends up in a Brainbuster that Fukigen Death eats. So I had a lot of fun with this. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was a comedy match as good as anything we saw on the TJPW show.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time with it. It was fun. Main event was Rana Yagami defeating Aya Sakura in 14:41 with the Beatbuster to make her first defense of the Future of Stardom title match. So this was, of course, Aya's final day of eligibility because it's 3 years since she debuted. So if she won here, she would have to immediately vacate. And this was her dream to win this title. She was originally trying to win the Cinderella to extend to basically, she was going to make it a rule that like injury time didn't count towards your Future Stardom title eligibility, which obviously she didn't win the tournament. So yeah, this is like in other words, her big story here.
Mm-hmm.
Rana had some sick new gear, especially the entrance robe, very shiny. The crowd was super behind Aya, a huge Sakura chant right from the opening bell. The match started with my favorite thing in the entire world, which is idol shooting. Love watching two idol wrestlers, idol promotion do shoot on each other and do the shoot style wrestling. Rana was definitely trying to play heel here. She's like throwing Aya around by her hair, even choking her against the ropes while making like faces about it. I thought her face was a little goofy, but maybe she'll get better at that as she goes. The crowd wasn't really booing her though. Aya had control leading up to the 10-minute mark. She's continually putting Rana down with kicks. Can't quite seem to ever put her away. But Rana suddenly got an armbar on her before Aya was able to scramble the ropes to break. We got another loud Sakura chant as time in the 15-minute time limit was rapidly depleting. They exchanged hard forms to the chest. Aya hit a German suplex on Rana, but she no-sold it. Hit 2 straight high kicks to the high kick angel. As we were approaching at that point, there was 1 minute remaining. She hit what looked like the knockout kick, then hit the cross-armed Northern Lights bomb, the beat buster, and pinned her with under 30 seconds left. Was not expecting that. I thought they were just going to go to the draw. 3 3/4. That was a very good match. I'm hoping Rana can build on it and have a really good reign. I liked her aggressive side here. She was more aggressive and more heelish than usual. I hope she keeps that up. I think it really suited her. So yeah, before we get to the post-match stuff, which I think is significant. But yeah, anything about the match?
The match I thought was terrific. I would have gone higher than 3 1/4 on it.
No, in 3 3/4.
Sorry,
3 3/4.
I misspoke. 3 3/4. I did hear you correct, and you said it correct. I just said it wrong.
Okay.
I
want to make sure because 3 1/4, 3 3/4 is very different.
I'd go like at least 4 1/4, maybe 4 1/2. This was nonstop, hard hitting action. Which God, even as I said it, I'm like slightly cringe describing it that way. Look, these two girls hit each other very hard, and they just didn't stop. And they brought it as close as they could to a time limit draw, while still getting a definitive strong win for Yana. It was just a great slobber knocker. And I thought it was completely engrossing. I love these New Blood shows in part because it's a great place to get a glimpse of what the future of Stardom quite literally is going to look like, and for them to practice that big match main event style in front of a crowd. This is kind of like the payoff for all the work they've done up until this point, but also a preview of how great the future of Stardom is if they keep these all of these young wrestlers together.
Well, okay, so I'm glad you. So that's a good point. The point I kind of want to make too is we've covered these future Stardom, these New Blood shows a few times now. I covered the doubleheader last month, and now this one. I think the Stardom, these New Blood shows are not skips.
Yeah,
I wanted to make this point now. If people aren't watching them, they tend to have great main events. And they tend to have some really cool other matches too. And the thing is, the Stardom roster now is so deep, and especially so deep in youth, that these shows are not skippable anymore. These shows are just, if they ever were, honestly. But I think they've even taken
always
certain
been
qualities.
at least pretty good. Yeah,
they've always been at least pretty good, but now I feel like they're more essential, where you're getting better and better stuff on these shows. So I think the New Blood shows, because of the sheer depth the Stardom roster has now, I think the New Blood shows are pretty much must watches. I would watch them before I watched a random house show from a fucking village or whatever.
I'll throw down the gauntlet. I think this was better than Sareee-ism as a show.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I disagree.
And we didn't mention it, but this is also free to watch on YouTube. And
that's true too.
Guys, it's only a little over 2 hours long. And I think that included an intermission. So
yeah, it did.
Yeah, less than 2 hours, and you just get end-to-end great matches. You got to see this shit.
So the post-match, Aya Sakura has a total breakdown.
Yep.
Has she tweeted since this happened?
She didn't.
Oh, she did finally tweet. Okay.
She she advanced the storyline, let's say, at the Korakuen. So I don't know the details.
Yeah. But she was she
didn't update her weekly Shupro column.
She wants to fight Hanako at the show now.
Yep.
I guess she's going to fight Hanako at the pay-per-view. But yeah, I mean, she was basically, she was having a total breakdown. She cried after the match. Doesn't say anything in response to Rana. I saw a theory. I think I can't remember if it was Leader. I want to give the proper credit. I think it was Leader on the Voice Wrestling Discord, who basically said, if I'm Sakura, watch my back. Because it could turn...
Oh, you think they're going to turn her heel?
Where they turn her heel, and they have her turn on Sayaka because she's so upset, and yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not saying...
I think the essence of Tamazen, though, is suffering. And that's why Aya Sakura kind of embodies Tam right now. Even though Kurara is kind of becoming the main character of Stardom with her upcoming challenge against Saya. She just does a great job selling how she cares so damn much. Whether it's The feud that she had for the Sendai Girls title with Chi-Chi, I think that put her on a lot of people's radar with how great that feud was. Or it's just she really, really wanted to wrestle Hanako specifically for this belt and was mad that Rana won it. And kind of as a make good. Now, the most important thing in the world to her is to fight Hanako. Not necessarily even beat Hanako. She just wants the match.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that'll probably be All-Star Grand Queendom, it sounds like. Yeah, we'll see, I guess, where things go. It wouldn't surprise me if she turned heel, but maybe not. Who knows? After the match, also, Rana nominated Honoka from Wave as the next challenger. That happened earlier today. I don't know who won, so don't tell me.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I'm gonna probably gonna watch that show.
But I think it was a double title match, by the way.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, very enjoyable show, like we were talking about from New Blood. Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel really good about Rana as champion right now. In a way, I certainly did for Hanako.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, we went under 4 hours, everybody. Wow. I don't have to do a sicko word today. I don't feel like this is 3 hours and 40 minutes for us is not sicko word worthy. Not for this podcast. This would be a long episode of any other podcast, and for us, it's short. That's so sick.
We're the sickos, it turns out. The sickos were us all along.
I ask you this every time, and you always say no, but one of these days you'll have something. Anything you want to plug, Arametha?
I mean, I'll just say again, I'll take this opportunity to say, hey, watch that Mayu Iwatani versus Natsumi Shozuki match. It was really good.
Yeah. I'm just not sure you plug something. It's usually just not your own thing, usually.
It's usually, it's almost always, hey, I watched this other match we didn't talk about, so watch that too.
Yeah. So, folks, that'll do it. So, next week, Arametha will be back on. Also, Hal will be on with me for the first time. We're going to do... The next week's show is really packed. Next week's going to be in 5 hours again. Sakura Genesis, the 2 junior title matches with Korakuen, the STARDOM Korakuen from earlier today, March 31st, we didn't get to. The Noah April 1st Korakuen. The DDT April 5th Korakuen. The Dragon Gate April 6th Korakuen. The Universe Magic April 6th Shinjuku Face Show. The Sendai Girls March 27th Sendai Pit Show. And the Hot Shushu Korakuen, maybe. I'm not going to guarantee that one with all the new stuff.
I think I'm going to throw that out. I paid for the
no Hot Shushu?
I think no Hot Shushu. There's too much else going on. Brother, I'm going to struggle to get through those All Japan and Dragon Gate shows.
No All Japan.
No All Japan. Okay, thank God.
No All Japan. It's STARDOM, Noah, DDT, Dragon Gate, Universe Magic, Sendai Girls.
Yeah,
okay. But yeah, well, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. Every wrestling promotion on Earth is running this weekend, I feel like. Except All Japan, actually. They're not running again until... Well, I think they're running some Shin Kiba show that I'm blowing off, actually. Because it's All Japan, they don't give a fuck about All Japan Shin Kiba, so they can wait until the fucking Champion Carnival Night 1. That's the next time we'll have them. In the meantime, folks, you can follow us on Twitter at Russell Omakase, Wrestling Without Fit. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Just1MB. And yeah, in the meantime, we'll see you next time. I don't know why I said in the meantime twice. Go Blue Jays. Do you want to say go Royals?
Yeah, sure. Let's go Royals.
All right. See everybody next time. Who we cheer for the MPB? For
MVP in the AL?
No, for the MPB.
I am a strong believer in whatever professional sports team you happen to be closest to when you get into the sport is the one you are cursed to follow. So since I don't live in Japan, I have no opinion on this.
Yomiuri Giants, I guess, because I went to their game twice. Be a basic bitch and cheer for the same team that half of Japan cheers for. All right, folks. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you. What a weeb. That fucking weeb. They're canceling their trip to Nihon because the fucking Iconics won the Princess Tag titles. Anyway, their beloved Uber Eats lost the tag titles. This guy stalks me. He should know I hate Uber Eats. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Collins, and I am the host of the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, a show right here on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. On the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, we take a deep look at individual issues and stories that are going on in the wrestling world. Each episode is about a different topic, and we take a thorough and educated look at things ranging from current booking trends to breakdowns on individual performers and angles to investigations into different fan cultures across the industry. In addition, we keep a close eye on the wrestling media, and as a professional journalist, I bring a unique perspective to how current issues in wrestling are being covered and discussed through the wrestling media. We have a revolving series of guests from across wrestling punditry joining us on each episode, and we hope that you make the choice to give us a listen on wherever you get your podcast from.